Do we have audio? I believe we have audio, you guys.
Audio!
We have audio!
Oh my god! Oh,
We're
it's been a
here.
while since I've been live with a bunch of people.
We got movie sign up.
We're here. I'm so excited.
Yes, hopefully our friends will be joining us soon.
Hopefully.
That would be nice. We like friends.
That would be very nice.
But yes, hello,
Wait.
Internet.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
We're all
Hello.
together again.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Wait, did you both start singing the same song?
Yeah.
Yes, and actually in harmony.
that is what we do.
Yeah, we're kind of crazy like that. What can I say?
Pretty great.
Excuse the crappy overlay because I didn't have time to make one.
You know what? It's better than nothing.
It's still better than most of the other ones I've seen.
And also, it's got Reggie on it. So,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Reggie is the best.
Reggie
I
is
mean,
love.
you got the
Reggie is
logo.
life.
We'll eventually add in, all the social links on the sidebar, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, so that that empty space there, if somebody wants to hit the follow button who already hasn't.
oh no, I've already followed. Sorry.
Good. Hey, thank you. I am a girl age 9 for the follow. Don't know why that alert's not showing up. That's great.
Well,
Dang. No. Dang.
Yeah. Let's be fair. I think that's kind of stuff that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's our first stream. That stuff's gonna happen. It's okay. We do not allow links by brand new viewers, but thank you for asking. But welcome to the stream. Yeah, we are Rhinobot Studios. We are a bunch of crazy people who like to hang out with each other and do some games, do some podcasts. Does everybody want to go around the table and kind of introduce ourselves?
We can do that.
Sure.
Since I'm in the top left-hand corner of the stream, I will go first. Or well, we will go first. Not that you can see the other party.
You can see him now. I made the window a little bit bigger.
Got
Hey,
it.
look at that.
Alright.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the talking Reggie head.
Yeah, it was well placed and like
there's a
just, like that's what
Fucking Reggie
Reggie's
head's
voice
the
sounds
best.
like. That's
Yeah.
I'm the voice of the rhino apparently.
I mean, you're the music of the rhino.
this is true.
So anyway, I'm Monica. Hello, Internet. Some of you may know me as Rhino, as that is what I have gone by for quite a long time on the internet. Because surprise, surprise, rhinos are my favorite animal. I am
Yes.
yeah, right. Like nobody knew that. That came out of nowhere. You're all wearing glasses. That is very true. We all are the lower vision, the the imperfect visioned.
We're nerds. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that, but yeah, that's the
My eyes just chose to betray me at a very young age.
Who needs
mine chose to
eyes
betray me a little
anyways?
later in life, but
Yeah.
anyway. So I do a couple of podcasts by myself, and have some interesting upcoming content, as we will get into a little bit later in our stream. But I am a student of wildlife ecology, and I'm studying to be a conservation biologist, which I will eventually go get my master's degree and whatever. But so yeah, so I am here to provide many animal facts for you all. It's not as big of a list as I wished to amass, but it's a various different animals. So pretty excited about that. But Anyway, yeah, so that's me, and sitting next to me is my wonderful husband,
Yeah.
whom I've been married to for exactly 6 months today. So,
Happy anniversary!
Yay!
Yep.
I have
Happy
no
anniversary
confetti,
today.
but confetti.
yeah, I don't really like confetti unless it's made of paper.
Because paper biodegrades.
Oh,
Heck off,
man.
plastic confetti. You have no place here.
Yeah. Anyway, who would be? Oh, well, do you want to say anything about yourself? I was gonna just skip right over you.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, like, I'm more of a behind the scenes anyway, in a sense. But I mean, like, I'm not this part right here is not really behind the scenes.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you're actually sitting on camera right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Just-
Live
was-
and in living color.
There was a moment in which I wasn't like I was behind a scene of some sort. In which
You
it
were
was a rhino
behind the
picture.
scene.
Yeah, the scene of the rhino head. But now that it's gone, so it's me.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're actually very well dressed for being backstage, so it's quite a the all black look is really
And-
really good for like behind the scenes backstage at a theater. In case you all wondered.
And where my wife likes to bring knowledge and animal facts, I generally bring despair through inflicted through knock knock jokes, and they're not even really that great.
They're not great knock knock jokes, but also you bring happiness through music.
I mean,
So much
yeah.
happiness.
Much happy.
He has made music that I use for my knitting podcast, and also for my Nature Walk podcast, which is like the music for the Nature Walk podcast. It's called In Nature. It's on YouTube. If you listen to it for more than 30 seconds, you cannot be upset. Like, it just is not possible. You listen to it and you're like, doo doo, like you're dancing along with it, and you're like, oh man, my bad mood is cured. So that's basically why I chose it. He was making it for someone else, and then I was like, I need that. Thanks.
This
is
is
Privilege of-
mine.
Privilege of being the wife.
It was definitely
I own
intercepted.
this now.
I'm gonna send a test follow really quick.
All right.
Yeah. See, that works.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Reggie Hype is the best.
Reggie is adorable, and we love him dearly.
I don't-
Mhm.
I don't know why it's not showing for real follows, but that's a thing I'll have to troubleshoot.
Oh man. Anyway, so now that we've introduced ourselves. All right. Anyway, I can brain, I promise. I will pass it over to Carrie because she's next to me on the stream.
Well, I am Carrie. I am a huge optical nerd and lover of comfy anime and epic fantasy. I currently type things for a living and make a lot of art for the stream. And I was totally not thinking of how to introduce myself because I was busy fighting with the Twitch alerts.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I didn't mean
okay.
to put you on the spot.
It's okay. Armchair environmentalist, cosplayer, knitter, and dice dragon.
There we go.
I have recently
Much hoarding.
There's a lot.
upgraded from buying many Kraken dice to just flat out making my own.
When the desire is too great and you just say, I'm just gonna make my own.
Fine then. I'll do it myself.
Oh, goodness.
And yeah, and I am engaged to this lovely gentleman right here below me on the stream.
Where? Why am I just now finding out about this?
Surprise!
Yes, surprise, you gave me a ring.
Well, I liked it, and I was told that was the appropriate course of action was put a ring on it. And there's
I mean,
your
it worked for
earworm for
us.
the evening.
We can expect more.
Was that an attempt at a clever segue?
Yes.
Because I totally did not pick up on that.
Maybe
Hello,
you have to be
Internet.
more. I think you have to be more blunt with your hints.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a whole story about that.
Mm,
I know that story.
It's a pretty great story. Maybe not one for tonight. The
Oh,
story of tonight is hi. How's everybody doing? I'm Josh, or as a lot of people tend to know me, Mosh. I am all around overly, excessively, you're a garden variety nerd. I'm terrible at selling myself. You asked me to talk about the things I like. I can go on about that for hours. Check my own Twitch channel for that.
Well, I was going to say, tell us about that.
Yeah, tell us about what you do.
When I'm not being a boring, everyday, average human being, I like to moonlight as the mecha mechanic, a man of men who enjoys all things mechanical. I like to build Gundam model kits and other assorted robot model kits when I have the time to do so. I play a lot of video games that primarily revolve around robots and extremely ill-fortunate peasants.
Oh,
mm.
those very sad peasants.
They're so
Yeah.
adorable, though. And they do such good work when they're in the mines.
And they have fantastic names. Let me just get that out there.
They really do. If you need something fun to play, check out Undermine on Steam. It's a fantastic little game. Still in development, but what is out available already is fantastic. Not sponsored, please sponsor. But yeah, outside of that, I am a avid fan of all things fantastically geeky. Your general fantasy, sci-fi, comic books, anime, video games of the various varieties, though primarily things like RPGs, because I don't do too well with the shooty bits. But what I do well is amass many plastic robots.
Yes, my precious.
Anyways, so yeah, that's me. Words, stuff, things. I write sometimes, occasionally. I like to create things. Hence why we're here.
Hooray!
Take it away.
If I must. Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie. I'm also known as Death by Mage on the internets. I am a best-selling tabletop RPG writer and designer, apparently. So that's pretty much all I do. It's nice to just create games mostly for a living. And also because of the pandemic, I have nothing to do except that. So,
Yay, silver
it kinda helped.
linings.
Silver linings.
We keep saying to just use it as your runway.
Yeah, this is true. So yes, I do actually write I write tabletop RPGs. I write a lot of content for Dungeons and Dragons, especially 5th edition. I also write for a few other publishers. I've written for Paizo. I've done other smaller publishers in the past before too. And I also produce indie RPG games that people can find that are usually pretty affordable. I'm also the project leader for the Unbreakable anthology and for the Unbreakable Publishers, which is a Asian-centric anthology series that we dedicate for written and illustrated by Asian creators.
Which is great.
And I
because
stream.
Representation matters.
It does. And I stream occasionally. I am on various shows most of the time. I kind of just flutter around the tabletop RPG Twitter space, Twitch space especially. So I'm in many different places all the time. Probably known also as the Grim Reaper of all tabletop RPGs. So it's not my fault. I promise. Not my fault.
Well,
not my fault. I come into a stream,
There's-
people die in it. It's not my fault.
Okay, so but
It's not my fault.
Sometimes you get a reputation because of things you do.
You know, it's not my fault those times I roll, those many times I rolled above an 18, okay? It's not my fault.
I mean, you can roll for my characters anytime, Jackie, honestly.
Yes.
Like, just, you can definitely roll for my characters anytime.
I mean, I did. It was great.
Was it 3 natural 20s in a row?
Jeez.
Yes, and different dice to prove it.
And
That was
and obviously none of you know me, so but I never roll well, literally ever. So, it's one of those.
Fortunate for me.
Extremely fortunately.
All right. My name is Raul. I go by the name Techie Gamer. Some people just call me Techie. As the name implies, I am in love with everything technology based. And I'm also a gamer. I have a very wide scattershot range of interests, all the way from history, medieval history, World War history. I know some people don't like it, but I do enjoy the occasional country song.
I like country.
To each their own.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can have all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
More
into
for you.
science, interstellar travel, all that cool stuff, sci-fi, science fiction, and fiction, which sometimes nonfiction is even crazier than fiction. But yeah, I'm pretty much I'm here because I've been friends with these guys for God. When did the Switch come out?
That was it. That was when we became friends.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, for years. I'm actually originally from Texas, and I wound up here in Florida.
Yeah, Florida's got a weird impact like that.
Look,
Just
I always
to
tell people Florida's the
draw
place people
people
come
in.
to die.
Well, no, we all know that dreams go to Ohio to die.
Well,
Yeah.
dreams, yes, but your lives come here to die because you build you build a
there's
foothold
places.
so you can invite the rest of your family members to come into Disney, and then so you can consistently bring the rest of your generations all the way to Florida, and then they're all doomed forever.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Most of my family would be welcome here.
Most of them.
But yeah, mostly what I've been doing, I've been streaming on and off. There's some other stuff that I've been wanting to do. I've recently got into woodworking. I'm in the process of putting together my workbench, which I've got all the parts. Now I just got to put the final piece on it and then sand it down. But yeah, that's pretty much me.
The sanding.
There is much sanding.
Yeah.
All of the
Sand,
sanding.
Sand on, the sand off. Big circle.
Oh, goodness. As you can tell, we all enjoy each other's company. It's wonderful.
What? No, never. I hate you people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's kind of like why we're here or something.
yeah. When we were all in the same room, it was just like, what do you mean 3 hours have already gone by?
Yeah,
It tends to happen.
Oh,
It tends to happen.
goodness.
Why do you think why do you think our D&D sessions are so short?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, that's just good pacing.
Yeah.
This is also true. This is true too. So what are we? What is the future for Rhinobot Studios?
Yes.
Future.
Yes.
Sometimes there's a future.
Oh, goodness. Well, do we want to get down into the
Business to defeat
the-
the Huns.
the business? Yeah.
I am always down for that.
As
I
long
mean,
as that business is not clicking a certain button, because I'm still doing stuff back there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, we can chat about what Rhinobot is, why we're actually here, what's going on tonight. And yeah, we've got some pretty exciting stuff brewing behind the scenes. We've had a semi-private Discord going with some close friends before we've really sort of announced our launch. And I guess I should just talk about what Rhinobot Studios is, because that's kind of important to know. We're a podcasting network. We are a bunch of creative friends who like to make things sometimes together, sometimes separately, but we all know we're better together than we are apart. So we are creating content to release to the world, into the internet, that we are proud of and that we love making together. That's the really big message I want you to take away, is that we like doing it together.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Please take this.
Exactly. We'll just take each other. That's fine.
I mean,
So-
don't you know you never split the party?
Exactly.
You know, you say that, and then I recalled all of our sessions.
I mean, it's
As my-
never
As my
it's
parents
never
were always fond of telling me, do as I say, not as I do.
See, but it's never the group at large. It's just one particular character likes to go away from the group at large to
Really
do very
stealthily.
nefarious things. I'm
That
looking
guy's
at
legs
you,
were
Raoul.
already broken.
Like that when I got here.
It was like that when I got here. Hmm. Anyway, we've all been creating content separately for months, sometimes years. And sometimes we just want to make things together and have a platform to put it on. And yeah, that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun thing about making things is, yeah, you can make stuff for yourself, but it's fun to share the things that you make sometimes.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe someone else out there also likes the things that you like.
Yeah. So with Rhinobot Studios, you're going to find a really wide variety of a bunch of different shows. Currently in production, we have some streamers. Obviously, they've told you a little bit about what they do. The waving gives it away. And a couple of people, myself included, who like to do pre-recorded content rather than streaming all the time. I do occasionally stream, but it's mostly just Stardew Valley. So if you're into the really low-key, kind of not really interesting
The super cash.
That's the zine content.
yeah, it's the Zen content. It's not really anything mold breaking, but you know, I have a file on Stardew Valley that is at year 4 spring, maybe year 5 spring. I think it might actually be year 5 spring now. That I haven't really touched in a long time, but man, it might be coming up. So but yeah, so I like to do pre-recorded content. Like I said, I have a knitting podcast that I have been doing since Christmas of 2017, I want to say. So that's like 3 years. I don't really record very consistently. I think I've got about 39 or 38 episodes so far. And that's literally just me talking about what I knit. And I knit a lot. So
So much knitting.
there is so much knitting. And I also produce a new show that's called In Nature, and I walk around in my hometown and close by, just kind of sharing my experience in nature, as the title suggests.
What it says on the label.
Yeah, I mean it's really not that complicated, guys. I might have a lot of knowledge about biology and how the world works as far as ecology goes, but I'm not a really complicated person. I like to tell things how they are. That's how it works. So
I like this plant. This plant is pretty.
exactly like my first episode, I talked about a beach, North American beech tree. I believe they like to keep their leaves in winter. It's a very weird phenomenon. It's a not an evergreen. Their leaves curl up and die, but they just don't come off the branch. They just stay there. And it's a really interesting tree.
Oh,
And
talk
so
about
I talked
clingy.
about it. You know, I just like talking about it. So as you can tell, I'm really talkative. So feel free to tell me to shut up if that
No, I mean that's one thing why I enjoy content is because people are very passionate about what they like doing. Like you can go on forever. Josh can go on forever as well. Carry a wide array of topics.
Many.
there are many. Yep.
Much
There are
topic.
many.
And Jackie just tells me different ways that he's killed people
Yeah, and also
in role playing games.
and also
Specify there.
so Magic the Gathering. You could go on for decades and decades.
I can go on. I mean, I could talk about Magic for a long time, but I have so many varieties of interests. So I'm always a very good
Conversationalist.
Thank you.
Conservationist?
I am not a conservationist. I can tell you that.
Oh.
I'm pretty terrible at it.
Oh, well, you know.
That's okay. There's room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly. That's
At
just,
least
you know.
at least my family and I recycle to a degree.
Hey, that is
Waking Oni and Green Rex, thank you for the follows. And welcome to the
yay.
stream.
Hello.
Welcome to our stream. Hello.
Salutations.
Thank you for being here. Sorry, I just had to interrupt because I didn't know if you guys heard the stream alerts.
I did
Did
not.
see
I do not.
any of
We
the
did not.
alertage or hear any of the alertage. I saw the alerts pop up, but there was no
Yes.
belonging.
Yeah, so there's that. No blong.
Wom.
Yeah, and do we want to talk about
Goodness.
some of the projects we have coming up?
We can do that. We've got
Mhm.
several, actually. I guess on the subject of Magic the Gathering, we may or may not have something in production called Magic the Rambling.
There's a lot of rambling involved for sure.
Well, and I mean, let's be fair. Magic the Rantoning just didn't sound as good.
Yeah,
no,
that's
this is true.
I mean, that's what it is.
It's a lot of ranting. So we have another one of our friends, Felix.
Our
Is
neighborhood
there.
auditor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you cannot follow him on Twitter because cryptids do not have social media.
Yes, he is a true cryptid. So Felix and I actually are the primary speakers of the show, and Raul's our wonderful and gracious producer, and I think Raul's, and I know everyone else has tuned in for some of our ramblings and can attest. It's there's some spice in there.
I will just
Just a
so
little bit.
the whole thing is these guys discussing Magic the Gathering, gameplay, news, spoilers, all that stuff. I'm not current on Magic the Gathering, but I will go into their recording sessions, mute myself, and just listen. I can't understand a word of what they're saying because I'm not current with Magic the Gathering, but it's hilarious and it's really fun to listen to because they
Yeah.
have some feelings about many
Oh.
things.
Some feelings
Yeah.
and some opinions.
Oh yeah. Felix and I, we met for our usual Friday night Magic, or not Magic. Well, if it's our Magic the Gathering D&D session. So yes, I run a D&D Ravnica game for everyone in this stream, including our friend Felix. So it's our own little personal game we do every Friday, and it's a great pleasure and joy, mostly because I know everything about Ravnica, and so does Felix. So I get to throw in a lot of Easter eggs and
listen to him scream mutedly off camera.
Yes,
We're
it's
like,
great.
ooh, who's this fascinating new person? And Felix is just like,
There's a lot of internal screaming from Felix.
and external.
And
external.
external.
Yes. The last few sessions have been a lot of external screaming.
Also coming up is this thing called the World Builders podcast, which we actually just finished recording the 6th episode of. It is Josh, Monica, and myself, and it is a writing podcast, except specifically focused on world building. We explore
Again, what it says on the tin.
we explore setting, we explore development, cause and effect, why world building matters to your story.
And the ecology of worlds you build.
Mhm.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit of a one note song. What is the phrase?
But that does bring a lot to the show because you have to consider things like that when you're building a world. And so that is coming soon to various podcast platforms, and also it will be an audio only YouTube release as well. So you can check that out. And at the end of every season we will be live building a new world on the air for you guys. And at the very end of that, we will release a piece of media that is set in that world. It is probably usually going to be a short piece of fiction, but not always.
Exactly. And it may vary on what, like, if it is a piece of short fiction, it may be collaboratively written between the three of us, or maybe one of us feels particularly like really want to write a specific story. I got this one. So it might just be one of us, it might be all three of us. It just depends on the setting and the world we build for that specific season.
And also, who has time? Because let's be honest, if Monica's doing a research project in the woods for a week, she's not going to have much time to write.
Yeah, that's actually a thing that's going to happen this summer. I will actually be camping for an entire week in Moosehorn, which is in like the very, very furthest east you can get in Maine. The furthest down east, we call it, that you can actually get. Yeah, okay, so Maine is real weird. Down east is the very furthest south, like the very furthest east you can get in Maine before you get to Canada. But it's also downwind, so that's why it's called down. So it's down east. I don't know if that's actually what it. I don't know if that's actually what it is, but that's like the popular opinion of what it means. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you just
those are
smack him
shows
in the
that we
face?
actually have content for, and then there's other shows that we are actually actively trying to work to get started.
Yeah. So these ones are like just what's sort of coming up, like
Yes.
what we're trying to start, where we've either recorded pieces of, or we haven't quite gotten to the point where we want to start publishing content yet.
So. Because we know that life happens, and we never want to put our we never want to put our friends' lives as secondary. You know, if something comes up to where one or multiple of us have to miss a recording session, we don't want you, our listeners, to miss out on that content. So we're recording things well in advance to create a nice big backlog, so we don't have to worry about that. So that's why you notice, like, we've recorded 6 episodes of World Builders, but none of them are published. You made it in time. Welcome, Daydam. Hello.
Huzzah! Hello.
Yeah, so you will notice us talking a lot about recording stuff that we haven't. Thank you for the follow, good sir. I'm glad that the alerts finally work. That we haven't really published just yet. We also have Prolegomenon coming up.
Prolegomenon is going to be fantastic. Carrie and I. Prolegomenon. Hopefully it won't be quite that silly.
We get pretty silly.
It'll probably get pretty silly. Who am I kidding? We are talking, it's Carrie and I, and we will be talking about science fiction and fantasy novels, and the people who enjoy reading them. And yeah, basically that's it. That's us.
It is science.
Internet book club.
Science. This is why we pre-record things, folks. Science fiction and fantasy novels read through the lens of looking for good writing and positive representation.
Yes, definitely.
And just because we're doing a lot of pre-recording doesn't mean that we're never going to go live. It's just that we want the live streams to be a nice, relaxing stream.
Wait, we're live?
We
don't
would
want
rather
it to
enjoy the
be-
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want it to be under like, oh, we've got to get through this and that's our show.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
just want it to be like, oh, hey, we've got a couple hours. Let's go live and
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
let's
Play
hang
fun.
out on a stream. You'll
Exactly.
you'll
Talk with
the
definitely
peoples.
you'll definitely see a lot more streams from us that are just us kind of hanging out, being being silly and not really with any intention of recording it or anything like that. We just like hanging out with each other, and
Yeah.
sometimes we think we're funny. So
And I know we have a
I'm
couple of.
hilarious. Thank you.
I know that we have a
Yes,
couple
I'm
of.
just a
some
lich.
of us know it.
I know that we have a couple of game devs in the chat, so you guys know full well there are times where you want to let your community behind the curtain and have that little peek behind the scenes, and times that you don't. So our recording time is our productivity time, and we might share little bits and pieces and peeks from behind that curtain, but you get to enjoy the nice finished product when it's done.
And you might occasionally hear Monica talk smack about Raul's character from our D&D Ravnica game from time to time.
yeah, well, my character really just is so suspicious, but doesn't have any evidence.
I
Because
kind of-
she always rolls a 1 on her inside checks.
I really kind of wish that I'd been recording these for posterity.
Just every incident of Monica's character rolling a natural 1 or lower, or at least a very low
Or-
roll for those inside checks.
Or me
insight
giving up
omnibus.
me giving up halfway through a session because I can't roll for shit.
Yeah.
Like, Maz, roll for me. I'm done.
For what it's worth, Raoul, man. So the song that I've sort of am working on for Rez, it's definitely called. So what'd you roll for Inside again?
That's what it's called, yeah.
You just made Raul spit take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us about Tex-Mex.
oh,
So that's a little side project Raul and I are going to be working on / kind of already put a little work into. It's a fantastic pun because it's actually spelled out in chat for you. A little bit of a portmanteau of the techie gamer and the mecha mechanic, where we're just going to get together and play video games. Bounce off each other, maybe playing them together, maybe I don't know if we'll do anything PvP, to be perfectly honest. I don't like the idea of trying to kick your ass or having you kick mine, as will likely happen.
Maybe I can see it maybe with along the lines of something like Mario Kart or, you know, like
Oh, I will absolutely destroy you in Mario Kart.
oh,
It is
the
on now,
gauntlet
guys.
is thrown. The
Right.
gauntlet has been thrown.
The glove
The
has
shy
been
guy
slapped.
don't shy away from a challenge.
I don't have a
Ugh.
capture card set up. Please don't do this to me.
We'll get there someday. Maybe that'll be the next live stream is Raul vs. Smash.
Well, there's also Overcooked as well, which even when
Oh,
the team
that's a
is
good
working
one.
together, there's definitely a little PvP overlap going
Oh
on.
yeah,
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 because
I
it's
agree.
fucking
Turbo
dash.
boost. Yeah, no. So Maz
Damn
talks about
turbo
there being PvP. The PvP that he talks about when
Me,
we're
I'm the
playing
V- I'm the
Overcooked
versus.
is Maz turbo boosting across the stage and Monica, Josh, and I screaming, "Maz, stop fucking turbo boosting!"
Yeah, he says that he's the versus. That's his
Yes, that's
role
my-
in
I'm
PvP.
the V in PvP.
He's the V.
He's the V.
You can also tell that some of us have worked in restaurants before because sometimes when we really get concentrating, you'll just hear silence and expo, dishes, expo,
Mhm.
I
pasta
need
up.
shrimp.
Yeah,
But
we're
especially-
all calling out to each other.
But I especially notice it with expo. Like when I've seen streams of this game, the only people who said that are people who have restaurant experience.
Yep.
Yep.
Get this out of my kitchen right now.
oh, I've
Yep.
been watching Hell's Kitchen,
Oh.
Oh.
the
Those
early
poor-
seasons.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oof.
Oh goodness.
There are times I watch that show and I actually just go, you know, I've seen better coordinated kitchen staff than this.
Well, that's kind of the point, because aren't they just like strangers and they're thrown in there and
Yeah, that's
surprise?
It's true, but then
Yeah, but
there's
then-
also
they're
also
assigned
like
to
the-
one thing.
they're given stations like most other like larger kitchens. They're given stations, so it's like you have the one task: stop messing up.
Yeah, make sure you do it right and yell out your time.
How could you burn the fucking carrots?
Well, there was that one episode with the oysters, and that was like a fiasco.
I don't even want to know what happened there.
No, you don't. It was terrifying. I
Because
almost gagged.
everything ever restaurant related is consuming raw or undercooked shellfish may result in death.
I mean, for Carrie, it would always result in the death.
Always.
So,
Yeah.
The other day, I was given the wrong item by a restaurant that we ordered from on Uber Eats, which meant I couldn't send it back and ask for the correct thing. The problem is that I did not order anything that comes with any fried food because this restaurant has shrimp on their menu. They gave me sliders with French fries. Okay, I'll eat the sliders. The sliders were sitting brushed up against the French fries in the box. I ate the slider. I had to ask Josh to drive me to Walgreens at midnight to get allergy medication because my throat and tongue started swelling up.
Separate fryers for seafood people. It's not that difficult.
it really isn't.
Hey, now that we have people in chat, do you think it's time for a fact/question?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna play trivia tonight. I have been waiting for this for freaking ages. I
Such a
love
long
trivia.
time.
Pub quizzes are my favorite thing. All right, if
Open up
anybody in the
Google.
chat, no, not allowed. I will go over the rules in a minute. If anybody in chat has watched the Big Fat Quiz, this will work very similarly to that. Big Fat Quiz is a British game show where they have teams of people writing down answers to trivia questions and they go over them all at once. So like they ask them all, they all get answered, and you like submit an answer, and then later we go over the actual answers to the questions. I have come up with a fairly broad, I think it's fairly broad subject trivia game.
Different types of
includes-
soil.
I mean, does it include any of my user submitted sports questions?
No, we don't do fucking sports questions on this goddamn trivia
I
night.
had a couple of sports questions I wanted to offer up to the great.
Is it all cricket rules?
It's only acceptable. It is
Yes.
only acceptable if the correct answer is the New Zealand All Blacks or something to do with sumo, because those are the only sports that I care about. I don't care about rugby. I care about specifically the New Zealand All Blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted that deep
Like-
dive on
like-
cricket rules. That's
So
what I want to get.
one of my favorite stories, these guys have all heard this story a million times now. But one of my very favorite stories about a trivia game is my mother and I like to sit on the phone for a long time and talk to each other. Sometimes she runs out of things to say, so we play trivia when so she just opens a trivia app on her phone and we go through trivia questions. We're weird, okay? My mother came across a question that says, "Who won?" Yeah, we are all weird. So my mom came across a trivia question that says, "Who won the Rugby World Cup in 2015?" And without missing a beat, my answer was the New Zealand All Blacks, because I was in Australia with my husband, who was not then my husband, obviously, if we've only been married 6 months. I was in Australia at PAX Australia the day that game was played.
We
And
caught the end of it as we were heading out of the hotel.
yeah, we caught the end of the game, so we know who won, especially because my husband really liked gloating about it because he is from New Zealand. And so he got to gloat about the game.
When you are in enemy territory, like, you know, when a New Zealander is in Australian territory, you guys are great. You have to, whenever possible. It's actually a law in Australian law. I know that's the only Australian law. You pour salt, as much salt, on any wound you can.
It's great.
But
Anyway,
in a loving
so
way.
so
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
without pausing, tell my mother this answer, and she's like, "How the do you know that? Like, how do you know that? Because I don't sports, guys. That's not a thing.
Yeah, we don't sports, but we gloat.
Yeah, there you go.
And
You
we had the perfect opportunity to do so.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't sports except for sumo, and sumo is canceled for the foreseeable future, which makes me glad because everyone is staying safe, but also sad because there's no sumo.
Yeah.
Thanks, Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Oh man. Anyway, so
that still gets me.
The way this trivia game works is that I have questions for you guys, and I'm also going to put the links to these questions in the chat for our viewers as well. So if they want to play, they can. It's on a Google form. So I may find a better way to do this at some point because it took a really long time to put these questions into Google Forms, and it's really annoying. So I will pose a question to you, and you will answer it. You will submit an answer. You will use the same name. That is my rule. Every single question asks you what your name is, and you have to type the same thing every time, or I will be very upset. Because I don't want to play guessing games with who is answering the questions. Okay, that's not part of my evening. So you will put your name in the same way every single time. I don't care what you use for a name, as long as I know what it is and you're typing it the same every time. The second question on each of the forms is the actual trivia question that I want you to answer. And we're going to do them in sets of 5. So we'll do one after the other until we get to 5. And then I'll give you an animal fact. I will tell you the questions are books, movies, video games, and biology related.
Also, it should go without saying, but funny answers are okay. Being a troll is not. If you put your name in as penis 6969, we are not going to read your answer.
Exactly. So I will give you links to each of the forms as we come to the questions. As soon as everybody's submitted their answers, I will close submission. Well, maybe I won't close submissions because maybe people will be coming into it later. But when you've submitted an answer, that's your final answer. There's no second guessing. Just do it.
Lock it in.
No
Some
takesies,
questions. All questions are worth 1 point, unless I've stated that there is a bonus for getting an extra fun answer as well. And funny answers, if you don't know the real answer, are worth half points. So.
Oh, good. I might actually win this.
Yeah, so there are 15 questions total, and so we will get started with question 1 as soon as I copy the link for it.
Thank you for the follow, Melons Away. You're just in time for trivia.
Just in time for trivia. I am sending out
Indeed.
question number 1. I will, you know what? I'll send it to our viewers first. Why not?
But we don't want our melons away. We want our melons here with us.
He is. Anyway, so we will send this. This is the form for the first one. I will send it to you, Carrie, separately. If it will actually... What?
I mean, I just grabbed it from chat, so...
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah.
Then I'll just you grab it from chat. Then that's fine. Anyway, so question number 1 for our Star Wars fans out there. What does TIE in TIE Fighter stand for? Or yeah.
Dang.
So yeah, that is your first question. I will tally up the responses. I will give you a few minutes. Maybe I'll give you an animal fact while I'm waiting. Let's see. What is my first animal fact?
You can't stop Monica with the animal facts.
No, you cannot. I will always give you animal facts whether you want them or not. And
You'll
today,
learn something, or so help me.
It's been a hot minute since I had to recall what the TIE and TIE Fighter meant.
Oh, I forgot to
man.
explain the other rule
Yeah.
is don't look at your phones, don't use Google, just yeah, anyway. I'm trusting that you will not cheat on this trivia game. It is not really that, high stakes. Everybody earns points. Whoever has the most points at the end, if there's a tie, I may come up with a tiebreaker question. It will probably be an animal fact question.
I mean, as far as stakes go, what does the winner get?
The
highest score.
Yeah, the highest score. I think that's,
That's it.
Yeah. Let's see.
I keep forgetting that my cursor actually shows up on the video.
Oh gosh.
Because that did not used to be a thing that happened.
Oh goodness. Okay, so I guess I'll share this fact that some people may not know. It's not an animal fact, but it is kind of an interesting ecology fact. It's a soil fact for those who care to know.
Come on, give us the dirt.
Good
You
job.
beat me to it,
I love
Raul.
it.
Didn't you say for every pun you'd do a shot?
There we go.
Raul.
There we go.
And now the Padawan is.
Let's see how long Raul lasts.
Oh man. Anyway, so I was telling this to my husband as we were driving today, and I don't think that he appreciated my ecology facts. So we were driving by this big rock sort of outcropping that like it's like just a big wall of rock near a bridge that we had to go over because we had to go a different way than normal to visit my grandmother because there's a lot of construction. It's summer in Maine. There's construction crews abound. So we have a lot of visible bedrock in Maine, and it is because the ice age, the last ice age we had, the glacier that covered Maine, covered all of Maine, all the way down to the Massachusetts, like Cape Cod Bay. Like that whole area was entirely glacier. And when the glaciers receded, it was much later than everywhere else in the United States. So everywhere else in the United States has a lot of really old soil. So all of the nutrients have kind of leached out of it, and you have to sort of renew it with nutrients every year. In the agricultural part of our country. Anyway, in Maine, you can see a lot of bedrock up jutting out of the ground because the soil is not as old as it is in other places in the country. So that is my fun animal fact for you. Not animal fact, just my fact. Ecology fact. Anyway, have I gotten responses from? Yes, I have. Perfect. All right. So we will actually all right. I've seen a very funny answer that I will share later. We're going to move on to question number 2. Question number 2, I will put the link in the chat and then also in our Zoom call in case anybody wants to get it from there. There's number 2. Question number 2 is, in biology, what are the 3 domains of life? 1 point for each domain you can name. So you can get a total of 3 points for this question. And there are 3 domains of life that are talked about in biology. Again, if you give me funny answers that I think are funny, and this is where where you have to play to your judge. If I think they're funny, you will get half points for them. So. What? Maz is not allowed to answer any of these questions because he will tell me stupid knock-knock jokes and I will not find them funny. He will get no points. Therefore, it's like he is playing.
Also, when I was asked this question before, my answers were appropriate, like order, life, grave domain. You know, I mean, like you gotta
Yeah.
War domain.
You know,
the cleric domains. You know, it's fine.
Yeah. It turns out those were not actually the answers that Monica was looking for. Which,
and that kind of just removes my answer choice right there.
Right.
Jeez. All right, I guess we're not doing those answers. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute for this
one of you knows me very well. I'm gonna guess that it's Carrie. That's my guess.
If it is me, I would be very surprised if I were the only person that gave that answer.
That's true. Yeah. I will be excited to go over this one with you guys because it's more biology facts. I've got a couple in here. There's not many. There's like 1 or 2 per 5 question set, so it's fine. There's like 1 this time. The rest of them are... Oh, this one is good. Okay. let me. All right, sorry, I was dealing with the Discord.
Oh, the Discord.
Oh, the Discord. All right, have we gotten all of our answers? All 5, yes. I really enjoy your name, Jackie. Question number 3 is related to board games. Board games for those of us who are fans.
What?
So
I
the
don't have an
question-
entire shelf of board games that tower up to a wall. No.
This is
It's almost
classic
like my
board
backpack
games.
of model kits.
So the question number 3 is, what is the name of the victim in Clue? And you get a bonus point if you also know the name of the victim in the British version, Cluedo, because they do have different names.
What?
Yeah, the British version of Clue has a different name for the victim.
Yeah, that's the one that I know.
I know both
Oh,
because I looked at the answer.
I definitely know. I think I know this one.
And yeah, if you only know the British one, you can put just the British one. I will give you a point for that. But you can get a total of 2 points for this question.
You know, I used to know this one. Dang it.
Oh, goodness.
That's like one of my favorite movies.
That is a good movie, though.
It's a great movie. Tim Curry
also-
is like...
I mean, it's Tim Curry.
fantastic.
It's
Yeah.
Come on, it's Tim Curry.
You can't really go wrong, honestly. Like,
Every Tim Curry movie, it's fantastic. Doesn't matter what movie it is.
Fern Gully, probably my favorite.
Fern Gully is a fantastic movie.
Still have the VHS.
I've decided that movie was probably what made me want to be a conservationist. Like, that's...
Solid choice.
I mean, it has really, really
That's the right
heavy-handed
answer.
overtones of "Don't ruin our planet." So I'm gonna,
few.
you know, just
What
And, you know-
sentient pollution, reminding us the fact that, all of our actions have consequences that could eventually doom us one day? What?
Never.
nah.
I mean, it's got
Anyway,
Robin Williams as a funny talking bat.
yeah, and that is pretty great. All right. Ooh. All
Yay,
right.
event ticker.
Cool. So that is question 3. We've got all of our answers in. We will move on to question number 4. We have one more question to go, and then we will go over all of those answers. So there's that. And in our Zoom chat, is anybody using the Zoom chat links?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that I'm putting it in the right place.
Oh, God. You would think I would remember this by now.
So, question number 4.
These questions are mean.
They are mean. I'm sorry. They're mean. I tried to get
the last time I used to the last time I remember this answer was when I was like 10, Monica.
I'm just trying to give you like the anyway, what is the Resident Evil franchise known as in Japan? What is it titled in Japan?
Come on, Jackie, you know it.
It has a different name.
I
I'm
once
guessing
knew
that
this.
Raul knows it really well. Yeah. I wrote this question and I was like, oh man, I know Raul's gonna get this like that. Like he's gonna know it.
Man, this is gonna
What is
take a
your
minute.
answer?
Hold on, I have to relive my childhood. Give me a few minutes.
Not only do I not know the real one, but I can't even like think of a funny one.
So, funny story. So my answer is Spyro the Dragon. And I know that is definitely not correct in any way, shape, or form. When I was younger and Resident Evil 2 had come out,
I remembered it.
on the original PlayStation, I had just gotten the PlayStation myself and went down to the game store and I got to pick out a game. I was like, I don't know, 10 years old at the time or whatever. And I chose Spyro the Dragon. Because, I mean, come on, Spyro the Dragon, that seemed okay. That seems like a cool game. And so
You get to run around like a cool little dragon. You get to shoot
Thank you for the
tiny
follow,
bits of flame.
Zynar01.
Hello. Thank you for
Oh,
following.
Zynar.
And so my
Hey,
uncle took me
Zynar.
home And basically, I started playing the game, and after a few hours of playing the game, like I'd logged about 3 or 4 hours on it, my uncle walks past and goes, "What's that game you're playing?" I'm like, "That's Spyro the Dragon. It's the game I got." And he turned to me and looks like, "No, no, 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 no. We're going back to the game store and we're going to get you a new game." And so we went back to the game store and he chose Resident Evil 2 for me.
Oh,
There is
okay,
quite
then.
a difference between Spyro the Dragon and Resident Evil 2. I mean, in all fairness, I love Resident Evil 2. It's great. But there's definitely an escalation
bit of a tone difference there, yeah.
from Spyro the
so-
Dragon 2.
So I remember playing the first Resident Evil game, and the funniest thing was we used to play. One of my friends she was a teenager at the time, so she had the PS1, and we were playing things like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and all that. And then I remember the one time that somebody loaded up Resident Evil in the middle of like a barbecue party, right? And I remember that opening cutscene and everything, and I was just as like a little 9-year-old kid, I was just like, this is a little traumatizing.
Yeah. I played the game for like my 5-year-old cousin at the time. He's a great cousin, and I opted to play it because that sort of thing is hilarious to me. It's probably not the sort of thing you should do because I remember the first we were going through, and the first time I think it's the liquor appears on the screen. Like we finally made it through the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game to the police station. And there was a bit of tension, but we made it to the police station. And then the first time the liquor appeared on the screen, my cousin went bah! And hit the button and reset the PlayStation.
So you know what?
That's great.
You know what you need to do now. Either people here or any of our game dev friends in chat need to make a mod for Resident Evil that replaces the main character with Spyro the Dragon.
I mean, it's got to be better than the ones that put Mr. X in a speedo.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
as Thomas the Tank Engine.
As the dragons in Skyrim.
Oh, man.
That's a mod.
That is scary, actually.
That's terrifying. Okay.
The true most terrifying Skyrim mod is the one that replaces the dragons with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, because here's the
Okay,
thing:
that's
is
fair.
that they didn't do any remodeling. They just took his model and stretched it to the articulation points that were originally programmed for the dragon. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen any of the demon children that arise from Sims 3 glitches. But basically, imagine that, but it's in Skyrim, and it's Macho Man Randy Savage. And his neck is really long for some reason, and he screams, "Oh yeah," as he breathes fire.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man, that's terrifying.
Cream always rises to the top.
And on that note, our last question for this part of the round is, what kind of animal is a leghorn? A leghorn is what type of animal? Don't overthink this one. Seriously. Don't overthink it. Promise. You're gonna kick yourself if you overthink this.
Kick yourself with your leghorn?
And I'm also going to give you an animal fact.
Go for it.
Our first animal fact is that all of these are about endangered animals. Well, not all of them. I guess
Many of them.
half of them are about endangered animals because that's what I care about. So,
I mean, at this point of the planet, aren't we all endangered?
yes. So it is estimated that 1 in every 1,000 baby sea turtles live to adulthood. 1 in 1,000. They have so many predators that the females just spend more time laying more eggs rather than spending all of their energy reserves on just one egg, like you see some do. Most amphibians and reptiles, though, lay more than one egg. For that reason, they have a lot of predators that will eat the young. Anyway.
I think I saw recently somewhere on one of the beaches around here that a sea turtle came up and they actually cordoned off like a good section of the beach.
Yep. So sea turtles are endangered. So that's one of when you find one, especially in a state where that actually kind of cares about their sea life, when they find that one has laid eggs in the sand on a beach, they actually have to cordon off that part of the beach so that people don't disturb the eggs of the sea turtle. because, that
Sea turtles.
because we like sea turtles. Sea turtles are great.
Yep.
All right, looks like I have all 5.
Yeah, I live like 15 minutes away from Loggerhead, and that's a center for sea turtles and conservation and things like that. So the beach area gets cordoned off during their season when they usually come back, and so it's usually like a big thing. And there's a huge stretch of land that actually has no population, no nothing, because that is where the turtles usually like to beach at when they lay their eggs. So to remove any influences, there's no lighting allowed in that entire zoning at all, so that the little young turtles do not get deterred and go the wrong way.
Yep. A lot of the residential beach, and yes, you did, Melons Away, you did make it. We are live still and hanging out. A lot of the residential and tourist beaches in Pinellas County are also turtle nesting areas, and so during nesting seasons, you will actually see the nests cordoned off. Like, they don't close the whole beach because those beaches are our lifeblood. But they will fence them off, and there's laws of you're not allowed to have your lights on at night during these times of year because there are turtles nesting. And if you are caught messing with the nests, if you are caught with your lights on after dark, if you are caught even looking the wrong way at a baby turtle when it hatches, Fish and Wildlife will fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't play around here.
They do not. They don't play around here either. Like,
so yeah, like when it's turtle egg laying season, there is significant increase in patrol cars looking for any poachers that are situated, because there's a lot of areas where you can park a car very easily and then just scope up ahead. So they have like a long stretch of beach where they completely just will patrol endlessly for days.
We have volunteers as well who will kind of help guide them, shine flashlights at the sea. And these are specifically trained volunteers who are accompanied by, number 1, Fish and Wildlife, and number 2, by qualified marine biologists from the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, which is our local rescue aquarium. And they train the volunteers to do this. So they're just not randos with flashlights on the beach when baby turtles are hatching. And they will help them, and they are also allowed to tell you to GTFO if you wind up in the wrong spot on the beach.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got to have plenty of protection there, because anytime you get an increase in the number of turtles around, you're going to see an increase in Foot Clan activity as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong kind of turtle. Also, I'm pretty sure the Ninja Turtles are tortoises. Just in case anybody cares.
They are.
These are the things that an ecologist who is also a nerd thinks about. Like, there was a legitimate question or like a thing that somebody posted, a meme, the Change My Mind meme, about Appa from Avatar, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Appa is an insect. Change my mind. And I can exactly change your mind. He's not an insect. I realize he has 6 legs.
Mm-hmm.
But he does not have 3 body segments.
He doesn't.
Therefore, he is not an insect.
He's a floating beaver.
Unless you count his tail as his abdomen, and that would be even fucking weirder. So
I just equate Appa to a giant flying beaver.
Yeah, basically.
Or platypus.
He's a sky bison.
He's a bison that's been mixed with a platypus.
A lot friendlier than actual bison too, because those guys will.
This is also true.
Anyway, answers.
Hey,
Let's.
Answers. Are we ready for some answers?
Yes.
I will tell you.
As long as the answers are not 42, I will feel better.
Oh goodness. Okay, so the first question was, what does TIE in TIE Fighter stand for? The only one who got it right was Martine in our chat.
I forgot what it was entirely.
The answer is Twin Ion Engine.
Dang it! I knew there was an actual blatantly obvious one, and I was just like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I was thinking like something Imperial, like.
Yeah.
Twin ion
The
engine.
Imperial Empire fighter.
The what?
The Imperial Empire.
That would be if radar technician Matt named them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, stop that. Okay. Yeah, so Martine, you got that one right. Everybody else did not, but I'm giving Carrie a half a point because her answer made me giggle. So let's get to Carrie's answer. Too intense elephant. Too intense elephant.
The elephants are just too
And
intense. You can't handle them.
Yeah. And then I just think about elephants intense, and man, that's a really funny image. So,
But how
Especially
did they get the
elephants with a
trunk in?
tent hat.
anyway, all right. So question number 2 was in biology, what are the 3 domains of life? And the answers are pretty interesting. None of them are correct. Actually, one person got one of them correct, so that's good. So the actual answers are archaea, bacteria, and eukarya. So
At least I remembered the bacteria. I couldn't remember anything
exactly.
else.
You get 1 point for having.
I knew bacteria was one of them, but I couldn't remember the name or how to spell the rest of them, so I just wrote my other answer choices that are appropriate.
Carrie gets 1.5 points for that question because her answer was life, the universe, and everything. And if any of you know me, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is one of my very favorite pieces of media that has ever been released in the history.
It's a very good piece of media.
It's fantastic. I do really enjoy the animal, vegetal, and fungi answer that we got. I like vegetal. That's my favorite.
Hey, Vegeta.
Let's see what else. We've got animal, vegetable, and hot dog, which I like the distinction between hot dog and animal.
It's so close. That answer was so close.
But yeah, so we have distributed the points for that one. Let us move on to question 3. So the name of the victim in Clue is Mr. Body, Boddy. And the name of the victim in the British version Cluedo is Dr. Black.
Oh.
So that is an alarm. Sorry, guys. I like Martine's answer. Wait, they had a name. I like
if anyone watched the first Clue movie, it was blatantly told to you in that Clue movie.
Right? Red shirts don't have names.
Cadavery.
John Cadavery, I love it.
Wait, isn't his name in the movie Mr. Nobody?
Yeah, in the movie it is nobody, but in the
Nobody,
game,
right?
Yeah.
You give half a point.
I suppose I can give half a point for the answer from the game.
Juan Cadavery is
That's
just
fantastic.
the best.
That is fantastic.
I am giving Josh a half a point for Smeghead because that's wonderful. And I'm giving Carrie a half a point because she said red shirts don't have names.
This is true.
Hey.
Unfortunately, they do
Wait
have
a
names,
second.
but they just don't matter.
Yeah, they're usually names like Matthew, Jonathan, Paul.
Josh, Jackie.
Bait 1, bait 2, and lunch.
There is that wonderful book called Red Shirts, and it's one of my favorite books ever. And it's just it's so good.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. But Jackie, you
Jackie got it.
Yeah, Jackie got it. I'm gonna give you Mr. Black. I'll give you that.
I couldn't remember if it was. I knew it was Black, but I couldn't remember anything else. And I was just like, all right, we're just gonna go with Mr. Black and
We're
just
gonna go
call
with
it a day.
Mr. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you the points. For that.
When I was asked to review it, I thought it was Mr. Black.
Oh, well, it's Dr. Black according to Google.
It's okay. We originally played the game before he got his PhD.
Oh goodness.
Actually, his license has since been revoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way nobody can write prescriptions under his name.
He was killed for being an anti-vaxxer.
Ooh, that's
Hot take. Hot take.
I mean, yeah.
He didn't die to the murders. He just died from tetanus.
I was gonna say from dysentery, but that works too. I don't know if you could even. I don't know.
All right, Josh, you get a half a point for your answer to the next question. And so does Jackie, gets a point. All right, so the Resident Evil franchise is known as Biohazard.
I had to think about it long enough. I had to
Yay.
relive it. The only reason the reason I had to relive my childhood was because the way I remembered Biohazard was because I found a Chinese bootleg of the game and it had said Biohazard. And when I first bought it years ago, I thought it was a different game and then realized it wasn't.
That's great.
Nice.
Because even
Also-
the names were changed.
Also, I cannot pronounce the answer that you gave, Josh. So if you wouldn't mind.
Omae wa mo shinderu.
Yeah, you get half points for that because that made me giggle.
Do I get points for that? I think I
Yes,
picked the right one.
yes, Raul, you get points for that.
Okay.
Martine gets points for that. Jackie gets points for that.
Martine gets the reference.
Yes. Nani.
You thought it was just another trivia question.
Oh goodness.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Not technically the same reference, but the Nani kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Fist of the North Star?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's you're already dead.
Yeah.
Ah,
At which point the bad guy of the week usually responds, "Nani," and then
Nani?
they explode.
Yeah.
I believe that's also one of the Overwatch guys uses that. I thought.
I think Genji does use something along those lines.
I know there are lots of memes of Genji and that text.
I think he actually does have a line for that.
It
It's
wouldn't
been a while
surprise
since
me. His,
it's been a while since I played Overwatch. I kind of stopped for a long time.
His one skin that very much looks like a Kamen Rider has actual Sentai plugs in it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll throw out a few Geki Ranger lines and one from Goanger as well.
Which I
makes me happy.
appreciate.
So
I actually like
detail.
Goanger.
So, was that 4 or 5?
That was 4. We have 1 left to go over. Let me distribute the points.
Prolong Milan.
Do 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 do.
And the last one. All right. So the last question is what a leghorn is what type of animal? A leghorn is a chicken. I'm going to give points for rooster because that's what the answers that I got. But yes, it is a chicken. There is a reason why his name is Foghorn Leghorn.
I almost, even though I knew the answer was
forgot that.
rooster, I almost just typed foghorn.
Yeah, I would have accepted that answer.
I
too.
forgot. You know, the funniest thing is Foghorn was one of the few characters from the Looney Tunes I actually had like the most disassociation from. So like I always never remembered his name, no matter how much I tried.
I felt the same way, admittedly. I was like, it's the bird. He's the, I don't know.
He's the bird.
I'm
He's not a
surprised.
bird.
I'm surprised, Maz, that your answer when you were reviewing these was not chickadee.
Yeah, me too.
or
Not chickadee,
chicken
and it
hawk.
wasn't hey hey either. So
Probably would have been the steer bully.
But I mean, hey hey
Stair bully.
technically would have counted.
that's true. I would have
Hey,
accepted
hey is a
hey, hey.
rooster.
Hey, it's chicken.
I just wrote a potato.
Picky and
Whoop.
hey hey.
Oh no, Nightbot got Martine.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because links.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
Martine.
I know
Oh,
exactly
that's
what
cool.
you're talking about.
There we go.
The Biohazard logo for 7.
yeah, that is well designed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That was a
Oh,
really nice
nice.
callback too, because I played that game and it definitely brought back a lot of nostalgia, and it was a lot. It was a pretty enjoyable game. That was like one of the few Resident Evils of memory where I just went, turn the whole room dark, put on surround sound, headphones, lower the lighting, and that was like the game that I knew was like I am going to fully immerse into playing this game, and it's fantastic.
I have not picked up the new remake. I picked up 2, but I haven't picked up 3 yet.
I haven't played any of the remakes, but I've seen the videos for the Let's Plays for it. It looks beautiful.
I'd love to play the remake of 2, especially since they also got the remake of Spyro the Dragon as well, so I can relive my childhood, play
Quite
the
literally.
first world of Spyro the Dragon, and then be like, no, this is not the game. Put Resident Evil 2 on.
Just partway through Spyro, you're just like, this is not the game.
My uncle walks in.
So at the end of round 1 of our trivia night, we have in the lead, Jackie has 4 points.
Somehow.
Carrie has 3.5. Raul has 2.5, and Josh and Martine both have 2.
Woo!
Not last place.
Tied for last place.
Oh goodness. Anyway, so my husband tried to reach over here and make Excel add things for me, even though I didn't want to type very much. That is because my keyboard is really loud and my microphone picks up literally everything. So I was adding them in my head.
As it does.
See, I like to make the computer do the things.
I mean, I do too. Generally, I would, but I don't want to do all of the typing. Because that's
specifically this kind of typing.
Yeah, this kind of typing, not my favorite.
It's very inefficient.
You just need to get that new microphone, then you can type all you want on stream.
I know.
Speaking of typing, we've got some people here in chat, and I think we have a button to push.
We do.
Should we count down to pushing the button?
Pushing.
There's a countdown. Oh my.
Yes. Let us know.
Oh no, where did question 10 go? 7, 8, 9. Sorry, I was getting ready for the next round. Okay, guys, I love trivia. Do you guys understand this yet? Like, it's my favorite. Yes, I think it is time we press the button.
Do we want Coop to guess first?
Ooh, yes. What does the button do?
The button transforms the house.
It makes Monica do this dance.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I haven't gotten the replacement Dynatherms yet.
Coop is fantastic. He is so good at guessing the things that we're doing. Yes, Coop, the website is going live. We have been working on it for almost 6 months now. And we are ready for the world to see our wonderful website and all of the content we have published on it so far. And that includes the last 4 or 5 months worth of, well, no, I guess it's more like 3 months worth of content from the podcast that I produce and the streams that Josh has been doing and the streams that Raul has been doing. We've made sure to keep that stuff updated on the website, even though it hasn't been live.
Mostly
because
updated.
Mostly updated. We want to make sure that there actually was something on there for you guys to look at before we went live.
Yeah, nothing like hitting the live button and watching the tumbleweed go across the screen.
Yeah, they're like there would be nothing to listen to. But all of our stuff all in one place on a website that is beautifully designed. If I do say so. I mean, it's not like I've been coding it or anything.
You know, appreciate the fantastic work of the design team.
Oh, man. Yeah, the design team for this place, they're pretty great. I gotta say.
I'm going to pour out a drink for you guys. For the design team.
As long as you pour it out and then drink it and don't pour it out on this carpet.
Oh, yeah. No. No, I'm going to pour a drink.
Pour it out down his throat.
That would be an insult to both the beverage and the carpet.
Yeah.
So Monica and I took the helm on the website design. I provided input on colors and overall visual design and layout. And Monica did all of the hard work of actually coding the things that I screamed at her on chat.
Yeah, the code.
And occasionally screamed at us to get you.
Man, the code for this
It's
thing.
code.
We have
It's
things
code.
to say about.
I have so many things to say, but honestly, I love the template that we used, even with its problems. Anyway, so
Yeah.
are we ready for me to hit the button?
We should
Hit
count
the
down to
button.
you hitting
Oh.
a button.
Yes, that is true.
Are we ready? Go 10, 9. Count down with me, people. 8,
8,
7,
7, 6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
2,
2,
You're not counting.
1.
1.
Henshin. I mean,
Haha, here we go. All right, it's saving, it's saving, it's saving. Settings saved. Cool. So theoretically, if all of you people, you lovely people, would like to go to this website right here, it is rhinobot.net.
Ah!
You might actually be able to see some content there.
content. Oh my.
Content.
crazy.
All right,
That
so
is
our
shocking.
homepage. I'm gonna give you guys a walkthrough of our website because I'm super duper proud of it. So Carrie is wonderful and made Reggie, as all of you who have, joined our Discord know. Reggie is fantastic. We love him. Our homepage has we have a new post up showing talking about what Rhinobot Studios is, giving you a little bit of an introduction about us. And then everything else on the homepage, you're going to find places to follow us on the internet. You're also going to find our Discord link if you aren't already in our Discord. And then you'll also see the most recent posts from each of the shows or streams that we have. So right now we have one from Techie Gamer, and we have the second episode of In Nature, the latest episode of my knitting podcast, and the Mecha Mechanic Mega March playlist post as well. So you'll see all of the the latest posts. If you scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page, you get a couple of more knitting podcasts, but Anyway, so that's our homepage. That's always going to be updated with the latest content that we have. We want to make sure that you have easy access to our latest content, everything we have just released. But we also want to make sure that you have access to each of the shows individually as well. So if you go to the shows tab, you have everything that's coming soon that we talked about earlier, everything that's already on the website. You can click on those. You'll get a little bit of a blurb as to what the show is, a little quote from us about why we do the podcasts we do. So you'll see on my In Nature page, you'll see that one of the reasons why I want to be a wildlife ecologist. So I have a little quote about that. And then you'll see a link to the playlist on YouTube of the episodes. Of course, only episode 1 is on there right now, but I will change that later. Good job, Monica.
The important thing is a bunch of people clicked the link at once and it didn't explode.
Yeah, that is really important. I am so happy that it did not explode.
Look, I'm always impressed every month when a few thousand people go to my website a month and I'm just like, oh, the whole thing hasn't imploded. I'm impressed.
Yeah, so we also, if you guys are interested in learning more about each individual creator that we have under the Rhinobot umbrella, not umbrella, under the Rhinobot umbrella, we have an About Us page that gives you a sort of an outline of what we hope to accomplish with Rhinobot, and why we started this thing, what we're doing with it, and then a little bit about each of us as well. If you keep scrolling, you'll find everybody on there, even Felix, who couldn't be with us tonight. He's there. Although
he's there, just outside of the corner of your eye where you can't actually see him.
Yep.
And if you go to look, he vanishes.
Yep.
Only the chill down your spine remaining. Always watching, always listening.
He's
And
just
if
an
you-
eldritch terror. It's great.
And if you want to get in contact with us, obviously there is a tab there that says contact. You can email us. It goes directly to our inbox, our shared inbox. So you can actually sort of give us you can email us whatever you want, really. If you have any questions or just want to say hi. We like saying hi.
Yeah, we also have all of our media links up there on the sidebar and at the top of the page, so you can follow us in all of the places.
Every single place.
Your
I would
media
really like
interactions are most appreciated.
But yeah, so I am really, really happy that we finally finished the website. It only took us prodding everyone a few times.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Yeah, they had to upgrade from a taser to a cattle prong.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. We got it in the end.
Is there any way to see previous in-progress versions of the site? Imagine this, but different colored and with less content on it.
A lot less content.
Basically, just picture a lot more Laura Mipsum and a lot less content.
Yeah, because
And you got it. Because so I could show you, Coop. I'll give you sort of a screenshot of what the actual template looks like. And you can see sort of how we changed it. It's very similar to the template that we used. It's just recolored, which really.
But
took
hey,
a
sometimes
lot
a fresh coat of paint makes all the difference.
Yep.
Exactly.
So basically,
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. We knew from the beginning what we were looking for in a website design and in a template. And so we specifically narrowed our search at the very beginning to templates that had those features and those design elements. And we picked the one that had all of that stuff from the very beginning. So it really, like, I think the one time that we actually ended up having a very similar layout to yours, Jackie.
Yeah.
But we really wanted that post slider up at the top, so we changed to this one.
That is a good. I like the post slider on the top. That is a nice touch.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we knew. Like, we want featured content to actually be featured. Like, hey, this is the latest thing we've done. Look at it.
It's new and shiny, and it still has that new content smell.
Mm.
Enjoy dinner, Martine.
Yes, enjoy the foods.
Enjoy dinner.
Oh, this is so amazing. Carrie's been showing me what she's been working on, but like finally being able to go to it live and go through it myself.
Clicking on all the things.
Yeah, do so many clicks. You should click so many times.
Yeah, just spam F5 a few times,
There have been times
up those views,
I mean, there's more than 80 page views for today so far. So
to my knowledge, we have not hidden anything in the code, Coop. So
no, we have not.
No. We're not Five Guys at Freddy in this, okay?
Five Guys at Freddy's. I love it.
Wait, Five Guys. I didn't even mean to do that.
No, that was good though.
That was good.
Could you
Alternate universe Freddy Fazbear, where he focuses on burgers instead of pizza.
I do eventually
just as creepy.
I do eventually want to get like another group shot of like that has Jackie in it, and also a blank cardboard cutout that has the Felix face.
Yeah, that would be really great. I think that would be fantastic.
Because, he's an eldritch horror. You can't capture those on camera, so we just kind of have to give him a stand-in.
Like
And
literally,
then make sure the
a
stand-in
cardboard
doesn't
cutout.
run off for invoking his power.
Yeah. It'd be a shame if some eldritch sigil were put on that cardboard cutout, and
You're standing on the opposite side of the lineup.
Frosty the Golem was made of snow, not clay.
That's a bad idea in Florida.
He was made of snow.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, that's a terrible idea.
He came to life right before my eyes when I said God's secret name.
Oh, goodness.
That's so good.
All right, are you guys ready for more trivia?
Yeah, let's do more
Sure.
trivia.
Yes.
All right, more trivia, so we can get through the trivia part of our evening. I will give you one more animal fact before we start trivia again. African gray parents, really? Parents? And I haven't even been drinking. African gray parrots can live more than 50 years.
Yep.
But it takes them 30 days about to incubate and 30 days to fledge, which isn't really that long, honestly,
No.
in the world of birds.
They are
mature
delightful
quickly.
little creatures.
They really are. They're really, really, really intelligent.
My dad's best friend has had several African Greys, and they would do everything from go through Three Stooges bits with him,
That's great.
to whistling either the Andy Griffith or the Munster Adams Family theme.
Yeah.
That is great.
If you did a finger gun and went bang, he'd play dead.
No.
And one of them also really liked chili.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is very, very strange,
Right.
but I love it.
Burbs
All right.
are wonderful.
So, question number 6. Here we go. Who wields the sword Anduril? And I am willing to give a hint. It's not going to be a very good hint. It comes from a book/movie franchise.
You mean an Oscar-winning one? Multi-award-winning Oscar film franchise?
Just, you know.
I thought it was actually like a documentary. Like they call it.
Oh my
Camera
god,
Crew.
I don't remember
Camera
the
Crew.
name.
It's a very
It's a very particular sword.
Yeah, it is a very particular sword.
You can't really fake it.
All right.
I might have misspelled a part of something, but whatever, it's fine.
Took a stab in the dark. That is what swords are for.
Yes, yes, they are.
Yeah, don't do that with a sword. Don't walk into it with a sword.
No,
Not a
no,
good idea. Not a good
no.
idea.
It's pretty ill-advised.
Take it.
Oh, everybody might get a point for that one. All right, we'll move on to question number 7. Boop, there's that, and there is the link in the Zoom chat. So our question number 7. What 4-player video game, first released in arcades in 1985, allowed you to choose your character from either a warrior, a wizard, a Valkyrie, or an elf?
Oh,
It was then later released on some consoles.
yes, it was.
You get to pick some colors. And anyway.
Yeah, well, it's been given
this one.
numerous sequels and reboots and.
I need to
Yeah.
keep my fucking cursor off of the Zoom window. I apologize to anybody watching if that bothers you. It bothers me too, but Zoom didn't used to
can't
do
do
that, so I keep forgetting that it's a thing.
Oh, goodness. Oh, no. I closed the window. Don't close the window. We're not done with trivia yet. Jeez.
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over.
The only reason I remember that game is because I remember we went to a Royal Caribbean cruise and they had an arcade, and this particular game was there in the arcade, and I literally that was the one game I played religiously the entire time I was there on that cruise. I didn't do anything else in the entirety of the cruise because this was when I was like 10. So like I couldn't do anything. So it was like but I had all the sodas I can drink because my parents bought like a drink
The
ticket
drink
for me.
pass.
So the drink pass, and then just like the arcade was included, and it's just like, oh, all right, I guess I can play this game all day for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, I had the Nintendo 64 re-release, and me and my good buddy Birch would spend so many hours in my basement just playing that game religiously, fueled by 2 liters of Pepsi and Nickelodeon green slime bubblegum.
Yep.
The
Those were the
90s.
days. The
I
90s.
understand now. I understand now your response then, Josh. That's so question number 8. Are we?
See, yeah, I have. Speaking of cruises, the one time I went on a cruise, I was 19 years old, and I went to buy the soda pass, and they apparently had a kids one and an adult one, and the adult one was like $20 more. And so I went up to the counter to buy it, and they go, "How old are you?" And I go, "I'm 19." And the person behind the counter just gives me this really significant look. "You look pretty young." Are you sure you're over 18? How old are you again? Like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I was like, 17? And she goes, good answer, and sells me the kids one.
There you go.
That's
There
great.
you go. Well, it's
Oh,
always like
goodness.
whenever I shave, right? Everyone assumes I'm like, under I'm like 18 or something, and I'm like, guys, I'm in my 30s. What the fuck is wrong with you?
One of the reasons
I get
why
that a
I
lot.
don't shave.
So I'm.
Shaving.
I know it's a
Remember that
foreign thing.
word, but I just can't quite seem to grasp the meaning of it.
I actually get a lot of people at school are like assume that I'm college, like I'm normal, regular student age for college. Like every time I tell somebody how old I am, they get really confused. Like they look at me and they're
Nutty.
like, really? Like, I don't think so. I'm like, yeah, nah, I was born in 91. I'm 28. In 2 weeks, I will be 29. So, yeah, I'm older than you. So,
I
being
know
the
it's
youngest,
shocking.
being the youngest on the call, I can't say that I'm old right now. So,
Thank you.
anyway, we're gonna move on that note to question number 8, which I've already posted in the chat, and I've already gotten 4 responses for, but I'm still gonna say it out loud. Due to the popularity of Harry Potter, what word was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2003? I'll give you a hint. It's from Harry Potter.
What? Nandeste?
What?
Does spelling count, Monica?
No, you can, as long as I can figure out what you're going for.
Well, I should have went with the other answer choice I had.
Birthday stream. We will see, Coop. We will see. I might do a Stardew Valley birthday stream, but
I think
I may not be around on my birthday, but we'll see.
I think 3 of us have Stardew Valley, don't we?
This is true. We do.
And it has multiplayer.
Rhinobot Farms.
Rhinobot Farms.
That would be pretty funny. Anyway, and since I already have answers for question 8, we are going to move quickly on into question number 9. This is a fact that everybody should know always. I'm going to guess not very many of you do, actually, because I didn't until I looked it up. Who was the first woman to win a Hugo Award for Best Novella? Bonus points if you know the name of the novella and what year she won it.
Not the year. Oh.
So it is Best Novella. The very first woman to ever win a Hugo for any category was Best Novella. It was and for those who don't know, the Hugo is Science Fiction Fantasy Award for best in show for the year. It is very coveted.
They are the Oscars of genre fiction.
Yes, basically, yes. Carrie, I like your answer. It is true.
It's not the answer you were looking for, but it's the answer we all needed to hear.
Yeah. I forgot to write down what year, so
Googling that right now.
Yep. I know it now. Cool. I almost said it out loud. That was not part of it. Cool. All right, and the last question is an animal question, or well, crap. That was your hint. It's some sort of animal. Anyway, the last question number 10 for this round. Last question for this round. What does an apicurist do? Apiculturists. What do they do for a living? Again, funny answers do get half points. So if you do not know what an apiculturist does, I want something funny. Do you have a funny answer?
No, not funny.
No. You're right. You're not.
No humor ever.
No, it's probably not funny, but it's funny because it's not funny.
All right. I've got 4 answers.
There was an original strategy to this trivia game where I was just going to write potato as an answer choice for all of them.
For everything.
I am a stick, 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 I am a stick.
Well, what you do is you go into incognito mode and open new tabs of all the trivia questions and then put the name and the answer as potato.
Potato, potato, potato. Potato, potato, potato.
Potato, it's potato, isn't it?
Yeah. It's both.
I mean, you say that.
All right, we're gonna go over the answers now. Question number 6 was who wields the sword Anduril, and almost everybody got it right, but everybody's getting some form of point for it because I laughed at all of them, or they were right. So Coop was the first one to submit, and he says Aragorn, and that is correct.
Oh.
Aragorn,
son of Arathorn.
son of Arathorn, and so we have.
Okay, go ahead.
No, what were we gonna say?
I was going to say that I thought it was the other sword.
Yeah. I really like your answer, Raul. Your answer gets points, and so does I'm gonna say it's probably Josh's answer. Yeah. So first, Josh's answer is Jake from State Farm.
Also fair.
Points
That's also fair.
Yeah.
You know, I can totally see, Jake from State Farm wielding the sword of the Flame of the West into battle against terrible, state insurance companies.
And Raul's answer was the elf that summons water horses. So that's getting points. Oh, no, yeah, the elf what summons water horses, not that summons water horses.
So what summons?
That makes it better, okay? So Carrie, now...
I had to get that answer right because
Josh.
one of my cousins is a big Lord of the Rings fan, and also one of my Discord wives is also a huge Lord of the Rings fan. So if I got this wrong, I would be disowned by everyone.
That's great. All right, there we go. Question number 7. What 4-player video game, first released in 1985, allows you to choose your character from a warrior, a wizard, a Valkyrie, or an elf? I wonder, Raul, what were you actually going for what you typed, or?
I was going for Gauntlet.
Okay, cool. I will give you the point for that because you typed gallant. Which is, I assumed you were going for Gauntlet because that is the correct answer.
Wizard needs food badly.
Yeah. Oh man.
I also
Wizard
love
every time.
You have warrior, wizard, and Valkyrie, which are all classes, and then elf.
Elf.
Well, because elf. Yeah.
Well, if I remember correctly, because the game designers they were still playing the original first advanced version of the advanced D&D version of first edition, and that was right after the time when elf used to still be a class for the original basic version of D&D.
Yep.
Also,
I think dwarf was in the same boat, wasn't it?
Dwarf as well.
Yeah. It also plays very well into our discussions on the World Builders podcast coming soon about your races and individuals within the races that you create being varied individuals and not all of them being cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
Or being tokenized and just shoved in because they have to be there.
Exactly.
Also, I'm giving Coop a half point because his answer was Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, but in parentheses he put, this is a totally legit answer, I totally know it. So absolutely giving you half points for that. So all right, so I almost read the question for this one is what is your name, which is not the question.
What is your quest?
So
What
have got
is the average airspeed velocity of an unladen sparrow?
so
African or European?
I don't know that.
Let's see. So,
Still my favorite skit.
all right. So, question number 8 is, let me distribute the points here. we're split. There was two answers that happened.
Okay.
So 3 of you answered correctly. You answered muggle. That is the
Oh,
correct
damn it.
answer. That word has been
Yes!
added to the Oxford English Dictionary.
I typed that and then I changed it.
And then you changed it to Quidditch, which is incorrect, unfortunately. I'm not sure if Quidditch is in the dictionary or not. But yes, Muggle
What
is
was the
now
second
in
one?
the Oxford English Dictionary. That Muggle and Quidditch are the two. That
Oh,
were
okay.
answered. But yeah. So, all right. I'm giving no one points for the next one. Actually, no. I'm gonna give. Wait, was that Coop? I think that was Coop. The next one is about
The author for the
the
first
author
Hugo Award,
who won the first Hugo Award. Okay. Coop's answer was the best one, where he says Monica Mulligan. The year will be 2025, and the novella is unnamed as of now. So Coop gets half points for that because I like it.
Hand me to the host.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, let's be fair.
You're playing to
You gotta
have to
play to
your
your
audience.
judge.
Honestly,
I pandered with the Hitchhiker's Guide thing, so
You have to pander.
exactly.
I mean,
Know your
again,
audience.
It's like, you know, I'm sure money could also be traded for points as well.
I'm not that easy to buy, really.
we're not affiliated yet.
Maybe
we can't.
yarn. Yarn would be traded for points.
The currency matter.
Anyway, so the answer to this question that no one got because it is not talked about very often, and it should be, 1968 was the year. I'm not
That's way
sure.
too early.
I'm not sure. What year was the first? Sorry.
The first Hugo Award?
So the first Hugo Award was in 1953. So that's 15 years?
Yeah,
later?
15 years.
You know, that's fine.
Only took 15 years.
So the year was 1968. The novella was by Anne McCaffrey. And it is Where Search.
Okay.
Someone
usually in the search bar.
Somebody did answer Ursula Le Guin, which that is she is the first one to win for best novel, I believe.
Oh.
And that was The Left Hand of Darkness, and I think it was in 1970.
70?
I think
It was like 70 something. Yeah. That's why when you said 60, I was like, oh, that's too early. That's definitely not who I was thinking. I was like,
but yeah, so best novella was Anne McCaffrey. It was the first woman awarded anything by the Hugos at all.
I figured if anyone, it would have been Ursula at least.
Yeah.
I
She is honestly one of my very favorite authors. If we get a chance to read a book by her for the Prolegomenon, I will be very happy.
I mean, I always will give her. I always love how she does Earthsea. So that's how I will.
Earthsea is fantastic. Earthsea may not be the novel that we look at, but I have my ideas of who I would like it to be if we do end up doing it.
I will just say though, like Earthsea is great. I just really sad that every portrayal of Earthsea from a cinematic point of view has been bleh. That includes you too, Ghibli.
Yep. So the next question number 10, I believe. We've already gotten to 10. Yes. Okay. Is what does an apiculturist do for a living? And all of you are great. You all have very similar answers. I know why we're friends. I'm not going to give any of you points.
Aww.
So an apiculturist is also known as a beekeeper.
I thought I knew that. Like, now that you say that, I'm like,
So we have a lot of different things about apes. I really like Josh's answer.
Pertaining to ape culture, I reckon should get half a point.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. So Carrie's could probably get a point, half a point.
Yeah. That's the sort of silly answer that I'd give.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
pandering to the hosts.
maybe okay. I think I'm gonna give Carrie and Josh half points for this one because so Carrie's answer was hosts wine tastings and art gallery galas for gorillas, and I feel like that is culture
Yeah,
of
it's
an
ape culture.
yeah.
It's ape culture.
And Josh's answer is gorilla manicures. So, you know. I do like Coop's answer though. His was the only one that was not about apes. Studies the cultivation of certain plants. I have absolutely no idea which plants. Which technically beekeepers kind of do have to cultivate plants. So they've got to
This is true.
They've got to keep plants around so that the bees will get pollen from them. So
or you could just put your hive next to an M&M's factory like that person in France did.
There you go. Exactly.
There you go. That's true.
And then wonder why your honey is blue.
What?
Did you not hear about that?
No.
Yeah, so there was
Yeah.
there was an apiculturist in France who noticed that their honey was coming out these weird fucking colors, namely like red and blue. And they were like, "Why the fuck am I getting blue honey? What is going on?" And then they realized that they were very near, like in bee terms, might as well have been right next door to an M&M's factory. And the bees were eating the sugar, like the sugary food dyes that goes into the M&Ms and making honey out of it, which meant that it was blue.
The
That's
very rare
amazing.
blue honey. The very rare blue honey.
That is amazing. I love
I'll
it.
take the blue honey over blue milk any day.
Right?
Oh goodness. But yes, we have the standings as they are now after round 2. Let's see. So we have Carrie in the lead with 7.5 points. We've got Jackie in the lead with 7, or in the second with 7. Not in the lead. In lead is for the first place. Whew, goodness.
Burying the lead
Josh-
there a little, Monica.
Yeah, I am actually, apparently. Josh has come up from behind and he has 5 points. Raul has 4. Martine still has 2 because he didn't participate in the last round. And Coop has 2.5. So I did those out of order. I should have said Coop and then Martine. But you know what, guys? It is 10 o'clock and I'm an old lady. So
Aren't we all?
So I'm going to post these in the chat like I did for the last round. And then I do have 5 more questions if we want to get
Final round. Fight!
if we want to get through those, or we can take a little break and just chat for a bit. It's up to you guys.
What do you guys want to do? We have been going for about 2 hours now.
2 hours, 12 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Wow.
Yes, because thankfully streams now include the timers.
Yeah, which is helpful for sure.
Yes. It helps to remember these things.
How has everyone's day been? Geez. I drove down to Belfast to see my grandmother. I got an early birthday present out of it, which was kind of cool. Yeah, that's basically
I kind of woke up, did some work, and then proceeded to help my family cook dinner. And that was about it.
I did some work, did some recording, and strangled OBS a few times.
Oh, that's every time. That's every time.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
You're muted.
Sorry, I gotta turn up my mic. I played what's it called? Ano?
Ano.
Ano.
I know.
Don't call it
Yeah.
Ano. Are you okay there, Josh?
Ano. Wait. Ano 1800.
Yeah.
Really good.
I also Coop, you don't think you were around, but today is my 6-month wedding anniversary, so we've been celebrating that kind of all day, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Look, there comes my kiwi.
I did a whole lot of nothing.
But
Not
That
good.
is the best kind of day, honestly.
We went out and got some foods, watched some streams while Carrie's did the work, did a little bit of recording,
Mhm.
and now we're here.
Here we are, playing some trivia.
Rock you like a hurricane.
And what happened last night?
Oh yeah, what did
Oh.
happen last night, Josh?
Oh, well, that thing. Yeah, that's a thing that happened, isn't it? I streamed yesterday. That was all fun and nice, and whatnot, and kind of sort of got me the last prerequisite I needed to get affiliated.
Yay!
So yeah, I am officially Twitch affiliated. I can start doing cool things like having emotes and sub badges and allowing bit drops and hype trains and channel points and all that other kind of cool stuff. Pretty exciting.
Oh yeah,
Looking
Coop.
forward to doing lots of fun stuff.
Coop wasn't here for that. We did say outright that the three of us recorded an episode of World Builders earlier today.
Yes, so it is not. Yeah, it's not.
It's not a secret.
Sneaky. It's not a secret.
No.
We are working on World Builders. It is a work in progress, and we are getting a sort of bank of episodes before we actually release them.
I've got a secret.
But
I've been hiding under my skin. Da, 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 da.
so, if there are no objections, I will
Round
proceed.
3.
Also, Josh,
Round.
check your Discord.
Yes, please check your Discord.
Is that the question for round 3?
Yes, I did post the link already, and I probably have a response. So, in what video game were you likely to get eaten by a grue?
It is dark.
It is dark. It is a very old game. I will give you that.
I was gonna say this feels like an old game.
It's a very old game.
Okay, hold on.
Like,
I
if
have
you
to
were
relive my
thinking-
childhood here.
If you're thinking something with, say, I don't know, graphics, no, go back further.
Oh, okay. I need to go back really far. Okay,
Go
excuse me
back.
for a
Go back
minute.
really far. To, yeah.
Is there an ETA till launch of World Builders? Stay tuned. Like, stay tuned during this stream, and we will discuss World Builders after trivia.
All right. So that is question number 11.
Fucking
Now,
cursor.
Question number 12 is another animal question. Oh, that is not the Zoom window I wanted. Get away. Get out of here. I want this Zoom window, you piece of crap.
Yeah, filthy animal. I still love the lore that they just made that movie for the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, question number 12 is a person suffering from leporophobia would fear what kind of animal? Leporophobia. Or leporophobia, or whatever you want to call it, really.
I think I remember what this is. I could be wrong.
It helps if you know Latin names, but I know not
dang
everybody's
it.
got that.
Now I know I typed in the wrong answer. Dang it!
Fuck it, I'm locking it in anyway because I can't think of
I already
anything else.
locked mine in, so it's already too late.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anything else, so I'm gonna lock in my wrong answer and just be wrong.
That is totally fine. I didn't say you had to be right with these answers, guys. I don't care if you get the question right or not. I just want to impart a little bit of knowledge on you guys. That's
Also, I really want to make a better Twitch layout eventually.
Eventually.
But at
we'll
least
get
we
there.
have something.
yeah,
Hey, it's a work in progress.
For sure.
This channel's a work in progress.
exactly. All right, have we got answers for that one? It looks like I've got 5 responses. I am going to move on to the next one. I did get 6 for the last one, so I will move on to the next question, but feel free to keep answering the previous question. We will send to these guys. Here's the next question, if I can get back to the screen. In what format, speaking of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in what format did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy originally appear? There have been multiple iterations of this story. I want to know which one it was originally.
I'm second guessing myself.
This one is a little bit challenging. because there have been so many iterations of it, basically. Because there was a TV show, there was a book, there was a movie, there was a radio show.
Yeah, I think the film came first, right?
Sure. The answer's not the film, if you are wondering. I'll give you that right now. Because the film came out after Douglas Adams died. So
You muted again, Ro.
I'm doing a shine in the dark with this one, so
I mean that's
maybe.
fine.
I mean, clearly it was a pot of petunias.
I mean,
Yes.
you've got booze, so
Just sent an answer.
I'm glad someone got that.
Well, it's kind of a subtle joke because you have to be really paying attention to the light levels in the cameras.
You know, I could turn this light into a wireless controlled one. Just get a Wemo on it, right?
If those ones have jacks for AC adapters, they might be battery only. I know. So the small sun has an AC adapter, but I don't know if the second smaller sun is compatible with AC adapters.
Oh, no. The one that I have right here next to mine is out on AC right now.
Looks like they both have AC adapters, but yeah.
Okay. Is he? Because he's using the second smaller sun, right?
No, he's using the larger of our two smaller suns.
Okay.
But it's okay because
I
we
like
love both our
Coop's
sons equally.
response. I like Coop's response to my comment that the movie was released after posthumously to Douglas Adams. It says gives a whole new meaning to the term ghostwriter. It's perfect. Our next question. What was Mega Man's name before becoming a fighting robot?
I swear to God, Josh.
A super fighting robot, thank you.
Oh, all right. A super. I literally Googled trivia.
It's okay. It's
So-
part of his theme song, you know.
I'm-
Super
I mean-
fighting robot.
I'm probably
Mega
wrong.
Man.
This is the only other name of his that I know, so that's the one I'm putting.
All right. So that's 14. We're going to move on quickly to number 15. Not that I'm trying to rush, but I'd like to get through the trivia.
Yeah, no, Rush is chilling out with Mega Man.
All right. This is the last question for the trivia game. It is about Shakespeare. What Shakespeare play has the highest body count? Bonus point if you can tell me how many people died in the play.
Are we counting PCs or NPCs?
That's a very definitive.
Do they have to have names?
I believe so. I think it's how many named characters die.
Okay, because there are a lot of Shakespeare plays that took place during wars.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's named on-screen deaths, like on-stage deaths.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
that's radically a lot.
yeah.
Not as difficult now.
Yeah, because if it were NPCs included, I was just going to say, I don't know, one of the Richards, probably.
Yeah, that's basically one of the Richards probably is good guess for that part of the question. Not so much for the actual question we're asking. I will say I did not know the answer to this one. And I know my Shakespeare pretty well.
I had a whole semester on him, and I cannot think. It's
I bet
probably
you
not.
though. I
What, go
bet you
ahead.
it's not a mainstream Shakespeare play either, and it's something probably fringe that either unless you are like a Shakespearean aholic, like because
I'll give you a hint. It's not one of the big three.
okay, that I knew that.
It's not one of the big three that everybody knows.
Yeah, it's definitely. I didn't think it was, but now it makes me wonder. Now I have to
Then
really
I probably
think.
got it wrong.
I don't even remember if anyone dies in this one, but sure, let's go with this one since it's not one of the big three. Wait, no.
Which are the big three?
Hamlet, Romeo and
Find out after
Juliet.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, which was the other one?
Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and usually Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Oh, well, if we're not counting that one, then let's guess this one.
I knew it wasn't Macbeth. That much I knew.
I think this is one of his.
Hey, we'll
God,
find out in a
I
minute.
love the spelling, Martine.
Yeah. So, Martine, Macbeth was actually Monica's and my first inspirations for a certain roleplay character of hers.
That's true.
You wrote it the Irish way, Martine. Macbeth, spelled the Scottish way, and they are in Scotland, is like that.
Man, I'm gonna be tearing my hair out, and I don't even know and I don't think I know the answer. So I'm just gonna have to just cave and
Just pick one.
Well, see, I always thought it was a location-based answer myself.
Oh, God. Yeah, his joke was fucking stupid about this one. Go ahead. Tell them.
I said that it was basically whichever one you read at the top of a tower, because then it's the highest body count.
Yeah. It took me way too long to get that when he told me to. I was sitting there like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't understand.
It's like my friend laughing at the fact that when I mentioned that I made my own Caesar salad dressing and then tossed it in romaine lettuce, and then she started laughing, and I was like, why are you laughing? She's like, get it? Romaine, Caesar, and I'm just like,
Oh, that's
I'm just
good.
like,
Love it.
part of me was like, I'm gonna end the
if you
call
were gonna
now.
make a joke, you could have taken a better stab at it.
Now I'm just thinking of that meme of the Caesar salad bottle with a steak knife stabbed into it.
Yes.
Two, Josh.
Oh,
Good way of speaking
goodness.
Marty.
All right, I'm going to go over the answers here pretty quick. Cool. Question number 11. What video game were you likely to be eaten by a grue? It is Zork. It is
I knew it.
text-based game. I like Carrie's answer. I'm giving her a half point for that because she says that it's whichever game made Monica hate water in video games. So I like that answer.
I wrote Mavis Beacon in there
Yeah.
because I knew it was a typing game.
Mavis Beacon teaches genocide.
Let's see. Martine had apparently never heard of Zork before.
I mean, it was.
And the only person who actually got it right was Coop. Coop gets a point for that one.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice.
This game spoke
I-
to me as a young lad, even though it was like, you know, because it's typing and it's just very interesting. You know what I mean?
All right. So, laporophobia is the fear of rabbits or bunnies.
Well,
Everybody thought leopards, basically.
Well, I would.
I wrote
Almost.
spotted animals.
Yeah, fear of spots, leopard, spotted animals, or Porygon, which gets.
I mean, that's also a legit fear.
Who put in Porygon? Because that's great.
That was Josh, I believe.
Leporiphobia.
Yeah, yeah.
Fear of lepori.
Very
You
Because
get
she's
you get a
original.
half point for that.
Woo!
That's definitely a thing. All right. So what format did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy originally appear? It was a radio drama to begin with.
Uh-huh.
And
I almost took your bait on that one too.
I put in a magazine article.
I put in a towel because it's appropriate.
Gotta know where your towel's at.
You buy a towel at the store and just a book falls out of the towel.
Every time. Every time.
Let's see. So that is a point there. We've got Jackie getting a half point there because his response was a towel.
It only seemed appropriate.
It is really appropriate.
I should have put 42.
Let's see. Coop gets a point there. Cool. All right. Question number 14 was, what was Mega Man's name before becoming a fighting robot, a super fighting robot? Yes, that is what his...
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is Rock. His name was Rock.
Okay. I
Um,
wrote Rockman instead because I couldn't remember anything else.
Because Rockman is him in his fighting robot form, right?
In Japan, yes. It's
Yeah,
Rockman,
and
not Mega Man.
yeah, well, and I remember, and now thanks for reminding me because the cartoon did call him Rock before he became Mega Man.
Yeah, because it's
Yes, he was Dr. Light's lab assistant.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Rock and roll.
Yep.
And
And
Proto
their
Man
older
was
brother
Blues.
Mm-hmm.
and Dr. Wily's creation Forte,
Yep.
and his dog Treble,
Mm-hmm.
and Mega Man's faithful companion Rush.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Beat, the bird,
Yep.
and the walking dispensary, Eddie. Which you have to stop and think about for a second until you wake, Eddie Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
It's all music references, and it's great.
Does this
Yep.
mean... Wait, so does this mean that the Mega Man series is the dystopian dystopian future of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and they named all of the robots and stuff after stands?
Yep.
Could be.
That sort of reminds me of, I think it's the Mystic Generals in Chrono Trigger as well, because like the 3D
Ozzy,
units in there are
Slash, and
Ozzy,
Flea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Are we ready to go over the last question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Shakespeare play has the highest body count? If you're not going by my husband's stupid logic, it is Titus Andronicus. So Titus Andronicus is the play where somebody kills another guy and feeds it to his own mother in a pie. There's a lot of death in Titus Andronicus. It's very, very gory and bloody. There are 14 deaths total.
Wow.
Yep. There is a lot of deaths.
I stand by my joke answer of, I don't know, one of the Richards probably.
I do kind of like that.
It's a valid answer still.
There were two guesses of Othello, 2 guesses of Macbeth, The Merchant of Seville, and the only one that Martine knows is Romeo and Juliet because he had to play the villain. So
Oof.
when he was
Wait, which villain?
Paris?
The real
Actually,
villain... The real villain of Romeo and Juliet is every single fucking person who thinks that relationship is relationship goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agree.
It's not, by the way.
All right. Now I can tally up the points, which I've already done because I did that while you guys were talking.
Also, I played Femme Iago in English class in college, so I was
See,
also a villain.
I wanted to take a shot at an actual answer for that one, but I also really wanted to put like Death of 72,000 Salesmen.
Nice.
That would have been good.
That would have been good. All right, I'm gonna I've tallied up the points. Our winner this evening, or actually, should I do it backwards? Should I do lowest to highest?
Lowest to highest.
I'm gonna do a lowest to highest. All right, Martine got 3 points. Coop has 4.5. Also, your possible points are 21, by the way.
Well, also, each of them skipped around, so...
That is true.
Yeah. I
The
think
possible
that was
points are 21. Nobody got into the double digits. So maybe I made my quiz a little bit too hard.
Could have done with a sports question, I reckon. That would have brought the masses to the party.
Anyway.
Yeah, you could have asked...
Raul, you have 5 points.
Yay.
Josh and Jackie tied with 7.5. And that means Carrie is our winner with 9 points.
Woohoo!
Yay.
The only number
Hooray!
9 we care about.
It's certainly not a very mighty score.
No, well, I mean, 21 would have been a nice score.
But
it's also a very
reference.
difficult, very wide, broad trivia game. So maybe next time I'll narrow it down a little bit more and make my questions a little bit easier. Sorry, guys.
For next time, I think we actually need to get the writing.
Like whiteboards.
Yeah, you have to like write them down and show them.
I
to the
actually
camera.
have whiteboards.
Possibly. I've considered that as well. The only thing I'm really bad at I like the that first of all, I like that our audience is able to also participate in
Oh,
trivia.
okay.
Like that was part of the reason why I did it this way, but also I like the idea of submitting the questions and then going over the answers rather than like trying to do a buzzer method where everybody like says their own name or they say a specific phrase and I'm supposed to judge who went first, and that just stresses me out. So
Not to mention it doesn't account for things like lag and
yeah, and my ears aren't the best, guys. Like I don't know.
And some people are louder than others.
Exactly, and I'm also really distractible, so but
It also means that he can capitalize on
Oh.
half points too.
Martine says he had to play the villain in Hamlet. I misread it. So, but he remembered Romeo and Juliet as well.
The villain in Hamlet is the uncle, right?
Yeah.
And I think only 4 or 5 people died in that one.
Very few. Yeah.
Very few. Actually, Hamlet was the most bloodless out of all of them.
But if you read Hamlet in an airplane,
I mean,
highest body count. Again.
God.
The Tempest was pretty bloodless. I think only one guy died.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it really depends on what Shakespeare play is being read on the International Space Station by those standards.
There we go. That's
don't
encourage him.
Which
don't encourage him. I live with him.
Which hardback?
I encourage everyone because I love you all.
No, the question is which hardback Shakespeare play has knocked the most people unconscious when used as a weapon.
Well, actually, to be fair, how many people had fatal accidents from Macbeth?
Oh.
Yeah, that play is cursed as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, intentionally.
So, that might actually have the highest body count because the people who die in the play and the people who die in the play.
Yeah, that's true. Although, I mean, I guess, there's a lot of people.
There is a common theater fear, superstition for Macbeth, which is if you play Macbeth, there's a good chance somebody might die.
And also, you don't say it when you're on stage.
No, you never say it on stage.
Also counting people who were injured and not able to act. People who quit due to fear of playing the cursed play would also count for a metaphorical body count. No, studying it academically does not count, Coop. You read it in high school and you are now concerned. It is only for theater companies performing it on stage in a professional or near professional capacity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where there is a legitimate concern about Macbeth because it is cursed.
So we had a question from chat earlier while we were in the middle of trivia that we were not able to answer because we were in the middle of trivia, and that is some stuff about World Builder, specifically in ETA.
Yeah. We've got one of those. And I bet Carrie remembers it better than I do, because I don't remember it.
Well, I was trying to give other people a chance to talk, but sure. July 4th. July 4th will be episode 1, season 0 of the World Builders podcast. And the reason that it is season 0 is because we're doing things a little bit different for the season. First of all, we wanted to get our feet under us. We wanted to get a good idea for the overall season format and also episode format that works for us. And so part of that was us getting our feet wet with something that's a little bit closer to home. Josh?
A little bit more familiar. A little bit of something we might have dabbled in previously. Covering a world you might just know as Xanthuru. Pause for effect.
Yeah, everyone is staring at the chat window right now.
Waiting for the chat.
Yeah, we do have a bit of a delay.
There is a delay.
Delay should have caught up by now.
Yeah, so normally on World Builders, what we would be doing is creating a world together.
For it.
So it turns out Nightbot hates caps. I will fix that because fuck bots that don't allow caps. That's boring.
It is. I type in caps a lot.
Oh goodness. Yeah. So so normally on World Builders we'll be building a world from scratch for the listeners as they actually listen to each episode of the podcast. By the end of the season, we should have a pretty well fleshed out world that we can then make some sort of media in. But because we didn't really know how that was going to work, or like what our sort of recording dynamic was going to be for this show, we decided to explore something that we all already know. Well, so I think there's like varying levels of knowing Xanthuru as a setting. So like obviously Josh made it, so he definitely knows it. Carrie has the second most amount of knowledge. And I knew next to nothing about it, and it actually worked out really well, or has so far. Lore details. Ah,
Yeah, so the World Builders podcast is Lore the podcast. We
Yeah.
do talk about how your world building and your lore will play into the story and stories that you create there, but its first and primary purpose is the structure of the world. Like Monica said, we will be live building on the air. We actually have had a couple neat ideas pop up going over stuff that Josh had already written. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you want all of the nitty gritty details and watch us go over that in person,
yeah, July 4th. That is
Well,
less than
listen
a month.
to us go over that in person.
yes.
That's true. That's less than a month from now, guys. That's
We're still doing that episode on me describing
Yep.
my favorite, everyone's favorite character and bestest buddy to Calibras, right?
Absolutely. Yes, we are. That
Oh,
that
I miss-
section may be coming up very shortly because that is the part that we're getting up to here.
Okay. All right.
I
I don't
still
know, do we
want
want to talk about what we've talked about so far, just like a general this is what an episode is about, or do we want to save that and sprinkle it in later?
What do you think, Josh? Maybe we can give them one of the topics.
Yeah, just little sprinkles here and there. Give us some Salt Bay.
Just a dash.
I will say that one of the episodes that I hope to record in the near future is one about swearing.
Yeah.
Because
That's pretty
language
insane.
matters.
Because why say
Exactly.
fuck it when you can say storm it instead? That is way more fun.
Mhm.
Exactly. But yeah, so that is what is coming up. Oh,
That's a real good question, Coop. Whether or not it's going to come back in a tabletop role-playing game form, I don't really know. I'd need some people that I could play the game with, and they'd have to understand the format, and we'd have to have a way to publish it to get out to people, so that they could listen to it on their preferred podcasting platforms. But that's
mean-
kind of probably a pipe dream.
We'd also need a really good recap.
yeah, I feel like a recap would be necessary.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we'd
Yeah.
have to record at least one episode of a recap, possibly two, maybe more.
You might have to do the stereotypical anime from every character's viewpoint of recalling the events of everything that's gone on so far.
The
I
clip
mean,
show.
maybe.
The quip show, yeah.
Except
we
not
may
actually
also
a clip.
we might
Mhm.
also have a reason for needing recaps done of the episodes or something.
Yeah, it's real weird.
Possibly.
It's almost
kind
like
of a
people can't
weird-
remember every single detail and whatnot.
Do you hear that? Like screaming or yelling from the north?
I
What?
see a light in the distance. Is that a mushroom cloud?
Yep. Turns out we were seeing something.
It was Coop's head exploding.
I hope he has spares.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not if the spare heads have other personalities.
Yeah.
Oh, like a
Or
Ray
how
Ayanami
long they've been
situation.
sitting, because how long they've been sitting, because sometimes they get a bit crotchety. Anyway.
Are you okay?
Yes, Coop, there could be a possibility of something of that form. Possibly, maybe, perhaps. Details have not been discussed yet, so. That was a lot of maybe, so that's
It's a
your
lot of
answer.
maybes.
But, well, we'll just say this. There is a reason that we have asked for people in our Discord to listen to the old content and come up with synopses of episodes.
Yes, as they are able to, joining the synopsis squad on our Discord does not constitute a commitment to listen and recap every single episode. We are going to need the vast majority of them recapped, but the entire point of the synopsis squad was for it to be a team effort.
Yes. Exactly.
Indeed.
And because we are all recording a crap ton of stuff and working and also hate listening to recordings of our own voices, we need help to do it.
I have other reasons for not doing it, but that's,
Like
That's
being in
just
the
me.
wilderness for weeks at a time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be times this summer where I will literally be out in the middle of nowhere for 5 days at a time. So, apparently. So that'll be fun. I'm going to be taking soil samples and
Is there a way you can like send a flare out with some like Wi-Fi packets just to let us know everything's good?
Nope. I'm going to guess my phone will die and I will not be able to use it anymore.
Yeah, if her group is super, super, super fucking lucky, one of the people in charge of it will have a satellite phone to be used in case of life-threatening emergency, and that's about it.
Yeah,
and that's
so
if she's lucky.
We actually do have a GPS that has an SOS function on it. So if we do get lost, obviously we probably won't. We're probably sticking more to, well, there are some sites that we do have to hike pretty far into the woods for, but we also all have GPS units that all have an SOS function on it. So we'll be safe if we,
Yeah, if someone falls and gets a concussion, you can send out an SOS and get them a medivac.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Send an SOS to the world.
So Rhinobot is also official now. Can I tell all my friends and get them hype? Yes, you can. You can give them our website link and tell them to join us on Discord and follow us on social media. Do all of that good stuff and bring them into the fold.
Yes.
And we will love you even more than we already do.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Your word of mouth is our best advertising.
Exactly.
It is.
Yes, liking and sharing our stuff when we post it will also help because and commenting on it. Any kind of click interaction, whatnot, makes our content more visible to people who may find it.
Yes.
And if you want to give us some constructive criticism,
yeah,
that is also
constructive
helpful.
criticism is great.
Yes.
Yes. I don't even like calling it constructive criticism. I like calling it constructive feedback because if you're really wanting someone to improve, you're not really technically criticizing them. You're either critiquing or giving suggestions, which are kind of the same thing. But no, that is just me being finicky. That is not an actual rule.
Yeah. Do you guys want another rhino fact or not rhino fact, but animal fact before we
It
say
should be the
goodnight?
rhino one.
It should be the rhino one. Should it be the rhino one?
It's a Rhinobot Studios, you know what I mean? Gotta stay on theme.
All right, so I'll give you two. I'll give you one that's not about a rhino and one that is about a rhino. Okay. Number one is that great apes can laugh, and not only that can they laugh, but they do laugh. Like, you can tickle a gorilla and it's gonna laugh at you. Like,
and then it will probably kill you.
I mean, probably. But
a good chance.
The fact that you can tickle a gorilla, first of all, is great. But the second thing is that they laugh the same way we laugh, and it makes me really happy to be studying evolution and biology in general.
I mean, maybe it's just trying to tickle your back, you know, but it just does so in a very like new to this kind of method,
By laughing?
aggressive. Yeah, like it laughs and it's like, okay, my turn to tickle you.
Oh, the attacking.
Yeah.
Got
There's
it.
actually a video floating around the ether of the internet somewhere of Robin Williams and Coco, I believe.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the video is them tickling each other.
That is great. That makes me so happy.
It's beautiful, and
It's
I
wonderful. And your rhino fact for the evening, and I've probably told you guys this one at least before, but our audience may not know it. Rhinos have terrible eyesight. Terrible eyesight.
Yes.
If you are standing 30 meters away from a rhino and not moving, it cannot see you.
Its vision is based on movement.
Basically. Except it can definitely smell you. There is no way it will not smell you. So if
I mean,
you're standing,
have you seen the size of its nose?
yeah. So it has really, 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 really good smelling. It can definitely smell you if you're standing 30 meters away. So
What about hearing?
don't think it doesn't know where you are. Have you seen a rhino's ears? They like
Yeah,
telescope.
they're like cones.
Yeah, they've got pretty good hearing. They've got really good smell. They just can see about as well as a rabbit.
Is that why a group of rhinos is called a crash?
Yes.
Because they
I've
like to
decided
crash into
that's
things.
yes. They like to crash into things. They really do like to crash into things, though. Like specifically cars. There are lots of videos of cars noping it right the fuck out of a rhino's way. Like, no thanks, I'm
Sure.
good. Whoop!
But
Like-
rhinos don't use the horn like what goats do, right? Like rams.
No.
They don't charge at each other.
No, they don't charge at each other.
The horn is primarily for like scraping things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking of that video of the reporter in Yellowstone and the bison
And the
coming
bison?
up to him. Nope, I'm not messing with you.
Nope.
That's about a ton worth of nope.
Yeah.
I have a fact about Reggie, our mascot.
Oh yay! Yeah, let's do a Reggie fact.
Yeah, Reggie fact.
Reggie fact.
Reggie's favorite food is solar energy, and he is allergic to fossil fuels.
He is. He's my favorite. I'm also pretty sure that he really likes recycling, but that's,
Well, that's one of his hobbies.
yeah.
Well, yeah, Reggie's 80% recycled material.
I like it. Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, thank you
Great.
guys so much for hanging out on our stream. It has been absolutely fantastic being able to go live with you guys, our dear friends, and sharing our projects with you. Do not forget to follow us if you have not already. All of our medias are listed down below in the links of the Twitch page as well as on our website, rhinobot.net.
Yeah, you can go to a website that has all of our stuff on it now. Oh, I'm so excited. Rhinobot.net. Do it. Click on it so many times.
Yeah.
Finally seeing everything come together is amazing.
It's fantastic. Like the minute
is
it was
nice.
done, I texted Carrie just a slew of random characters because I was so excited. It was a lot.
Yeah, our whole chat history for a few minutes was just key mashing.
Yeah.
And,
Key mashing and it's ready. When are we going live?
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody. It was really fun. I'm glad you guys enjoyed my trivia game, even if it was harder than I meant it to be.
Yes. And before we close out, Itch Bundle, $5 for racial justice. Go follow, and while you're spreading hype for us, please, please, please also spread the hype for your favorite Black creators.
Yes.
Because
Agree.
ours is not the only platform that matters by any stretch of the imagination. We actually almost did not do this stream this weekend out of respect for the protests going on, but this was the only day we had available to do it within the next several weeks, and we didn't want to miss that chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Robot House has donated to Black Lives Matter. Rhinobot Studios is always a safe and welcoming place for everybody who is not a bigot. If you are
Yes.
a racist, if you are a homophobe, if you are a Nazi, if you are a TERF, you are not welcome here. Get the fuck out. If
Yeah.
you want to be yourself along with other people who also want to be themselves and love each other and be excellent to each other and have a great time, come on in.
Welcome to the crash.
I'm very happy now. So happy that I pulled my headphone cord out.
I know that
What?
feeling.
I don't want a pair of headphones that I can pull the cord out of.
Okay.
Cool.
That's why I like these ones. The headphone cord locks into place. You give it a little twist and it locks, so you
Yeah.
can't accidentally tug it out.
Yeah, Maz is wearing those ones.
Yeah.
I went
He's
full
further
cord.
away.
That's because I've got a longer cord, so I'm able to sit further away from.
Oh, are you wearing the wireless ones right now? Like little, or are you just neat? Oh, look at that. You're all fancy. I couldn't even fucking see it.
I know they're that's why I intentionally bought them. It was worth every penny.
Are those like bone induction or?
Yep, bone induction.
Nice.
Yep. So I usually have I can set things really low and I don't have to worry about it hurting my ears. And also I don't have to worry about putting things on my ears. So it's a lot better.
Nice.
Neat.
But yeah, we got
Cool.
a little off track there, but
Sorry.
But yeah, we couldn't end the stream without speaking up in support of people who need support, because we love that you guys gave us your attention. We hope that you continue to give us your attention, but also give your attention to other people who deserve it.
There's a lot of crazy shit going on out there right now.
Yeah.
And the only way we're really going to get through it is by banding together and being better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you see something, say something. Period. Do it. I don't like. Oh, anyway, I'm not gonna get started because we'll be here for another hour. So.
We love you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Take care. Wash your hands.
Please wash your hands.
And still wear masks, please. That's still a thing.
Yeah. Don't forget, we're still, dealing with this whole pandemic situation.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away for a while. Hygiene is still very much important, especially when there's protests going on.
This
Yeah.
is the post-show, Coop.
Yeah, this is the Bo Show.
Keep in mind, I am not going to spill anybody's medical beans on the air, obviously, but more than one of the Rhinobots are high-risk people. The Backstreet Boys reunion tour is still a very real concern for a lot of us. So remember that by wearing a mask, you keep yourself safe, but you also keep us safe. And I will say, because I don't give a shit, I am one of the high-risk people, so...
So yeah, until next time, keep your eyes peeled on the website for everything we're up to and putting out there. And I don't know when we're gonna do one of these live deals again, but we'll be seeing you on the nets. You can find us on Discord. You can find us on the medias. Reach out if you need some love. If you got questions, if you got suggestions, we'll be in touch.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.